Oh my goodness. I think I have too many things going on. Let me pause that. There. Okay. You know, one day I'm gonna get it. I watch South Florida Sunshine and she brings up a great video and then she does the countdown and then there she is. And me, it's like I'm caught like a deer with my headlights. There I am. Okay. I was, trying to do all the kind of back end stuff and then I look and I go, oh, there I am. No, there you are, Maureen. The video wasn't looped. So I just want to do some welcoming ins as people come in. So, so hi, Lorna's Garden and More. Thanks for coming in. And Shawnee as well. Thank you so much for coming in. And Netta's Nest. Brampton Gardner. Somebody was taking a bath earlier, but she doesn't get naked when she gets in the tub. That's what I've heard. I know it is just like, well, how do people know how, set timers? I didn't loop it. Hey, GT Junior. Thanks for coming in. Oh dear, dang, can hardly read the chat on my phone. I just out castor oil on my eyelashes. Oh, no. Well, they're going to be long and luscious. So anyway. So yeah, I am just gonna, continue just to let a few people come in and excited about having my daughter Merissa come. I can see her in the green room. She's making bad faces. Oh, you're blurry right now, but you know what? It's going to improve your eyesight. You just wait and see. It's all going to be fantastic. So, mhm. Yeah, it's the Canadians. Oh dear. I was in for two. I was in too hot for too long, almost passed out. Oh, yeah, that's not good. No, GT, she was saying that she's put castor oil on her eyelashes or eyes and no eyelashes. And so now everything's blurry for her. Canada rocks. How is everybody doing so far today? I hope everybody's doing well and whatnot. We had a very, very busy day. And I think I will just ask Merissa. I know I'm looking at you now, honey. I know you're really so excited about coming on. But do you want to go and go grab a baby? Grab two babies. Thanks. Oh, you're doing well. That's awesome. I did see that you had, I don't know if you were live or a short, and it's like, I need to get coming over and watching more of your stuff. Hey, Mike. Thanks for coming in. That's great. Oh, you have a jet tub. Oh, that I am so envious of you. You do not want a baby. Yes, two babies. Here they come. Here they come. Just brought me one?
I just brought one.
Okay, so just one. Oh, this is your favorite.
No, this was just what I grabbed.
Oh, no, it looks like it's your favorite. So this is what we got today. Hello, chicken baby. Oh, hello. Look at you. So sweet. So sweet. And they're super calm with us picking them up. And yeah, you don't need to go anywhere. You just stay there. So this is a Buff Orpington, and it's a couple of days old, just by looking at the pin feathers that are starting to come out here. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I disturbing you by bringing those out? And if you've never had chickens, one thing that you watch, like we've had them where we got them like the next day and they didn't have any of those. And you can almost watch these grow. Like, this would have been, yesterday it would have been that much. And then it will, almost grow that much. Oh, are you going to sleep in my finners? Oh, this is sweet. So we haven't named them yet. They all look the same. So that's going to be really, really tough. We need to see some other colors on them so we'll be able to tell them apart and start naming them and that. But this is it. I got 6 of these little babies today. It's my favorite day. It's my favorite day. Chicken baby day. Chicken baby. I'm going to hand her back. Here we go. I know. Baby chickens. They're so sweet. It's just absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah, you did hear Buff Orpingtons. And yeah, they are so fluffy. Yeah, it's called chicken math. Everybody wants more chickens. So it's a fluffy Buffy. No. They just love to sit sit in my hands. And we're going to try to handle these ones a whole lot more. Yep, we did. As soon as I bring them in, I make Justin Rhodes magic water, which is apple cider vinegar water, honey, and garlic. And they've already dipped. Yes, they are adorable. Or were you meaning I'm adorable? Mhm. Oh, right. I could get the little rings and then I would know who was whom. Yes, I taught it to drink and, taught it to drink ale. It's, a martini's ale for your chicken babies. That's what you do. Mm. Hey, G Mama Grows. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, a little bit of Chardonnay for the chicken. So I am very excited about today's chat, and my daughter Merissa, she started into school. She was still working, or no, she wasn't working, so she was doing her schoolwork, and then she was working, so it was kind of part time. And so over the last 2 years, I have been listening to her talk to me about herbs and everything about it. And I've been, cooking for my family all their lives. And, and you go here, I'm making spaghetti sauce, put some oregano in it, put some basil in it, some thyme and some garlic. And you go, these are flavorings to me. And over the last, year and a half, I've learned that these things are more than just flavorings. And they have such great medicinal aspects to them when you add them in. So when I am adding in oregano, basil, and thyme, I'm actually adding in these wonderful nutrients into my meal. And then when you learn to just make them into a tea. Like, so this is a, I don't know what it's called. What's it called? Say it again. Mineral. Oh yeah, this is a mineral tea that Merissa made up for me. And that, so, oh, hello, So Blessed. Thank you for coming in. Garden Warrior, thank you. Oh, you have to potty the dog. For those of you that missed it, you'll have to go look at the beginning because we brought out one of the chicken babies. So very, very sweet to have it here. I haven't seen my mom come in yet, but so I would like you all to give a round of applause. I wish I had an applause button. to Merissa, who is going to be joining me here. Welcome, Merissa.
Hello, Mama.
Oh, I can still hear you.
Yeah, I can still hear you as well. There'll be some feedback.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try not. So, welcome everybody to my daughter Merissa, and you have finished your first year, so you are an herbalist,
Practical herbalist.
practical herbalist, and then the next thing is that you are working towards your master's now.
That's correct.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, look at that! You got a whole bunch of rounds of applause. So, yeah. I'm just going to grab up my questions that I had. So, a brief history about why modern medicine. Can you start with that, please?
Yes. So, modern medicine is actually just over 100 years old. And so back in 1910, the Carnegie Foundation asked a man from a specific clinic to go to all the other schools and figure out what's going on with their school of thought. This is allopathic, which is modern medicine, some homeopathic, natural medicine, herbalists, folk medicine. So there's many schools of thought. So this one man went out and he wrote a report called the Flexner Report. And the Flexner Report basically said, the only way is the way that I've learned and no other way is valid. And so Carnegie took that information, and lo and behold, this is also the time that petroleum was coming out for Carnegie and Rockefeller. And they figured out that they could make a lot of petroleum-based medicine. So because they had already cornered the market in various other ways, let's go for health. And so that's where Carnegie and Rockefeller petitioned Congress, pushed and pushed and pushed, gave a lot of money, created the American Medical Association, and then every other school was required to shut down in North America, Canada included. And so modern medicine has been around for about 100 years. And unfortunately, people don't realize that the thousands of years of understanding that there has been in herbalism and homeopathy and in allopathy has been essentially the foundation. So the chemistry that we do today, if you were to look at a plant today and figure out all the chemical constituents to it, you would see the areas that it would lead towards health. However, because of American Medical Association, the FDA, the CDC, the WHO, and everything like that, they're often discounted, regardless of the massive amount of years. So, yeah.
Okay, so yes, I agree. That is awful, and this was one of the first things that Merissa was doing her schooling. It's through Wild Rose College, and so she's in her little seminars with her earphones, and then she would take her little break, and she'd stop. She'd go, "Mom, did you know this? Did you know this?" And it would be like, wow. And if I do want to just slightly censor you, Merissa, where you watch some of the kind of hot names. So you've mentioned them. So now you can call them like the three-letter places.
They won't need to come up actually anymore, in all honesty.
Yeah. But interesting that, one of the first things that she said was it was the Carnegie Foundation and the fancy rock people. They were all part of this. And so it's very, very interesting. Oh, that's very cool, Rochelle, that your parents had a health food store growing up. That is awesome. So, it's like, so as I was talking, I'm making a spaghetti sauce, and these aren't just, these were flavorings to me. This was, put in the basil because you put basil with tomato, but they're not just that, right?
No, we actually have medicine all around us for self-care and for health in general. We have that old adage, grandma and mom, whenever you have a tummy ache, there would the ginger ale be, right? Or you're really sick with a cold and flu, and then there's chicken soup. What we don't realize is that we're getting something that's not only nourishing, we're also getting something that's highly packed with a lot of vitamins and minerals that we're losing during that cold and flu. And it's actually helping to bring us either out of a fever, into a fever to help kind of kill that virus. You also do things like Epsom salt baths to relax your muscles. So natural medicine is all around us. And one I just remembered was wine and beer. The original forms of wine and beer were actually used as forms of medicine. Nowadays, they are quite abused, but that's one of the longest forms of medicine that's out there. Vinegars as well. We use vinegars in salads, in cleaning products. If you're going a natural route, you'll use olive oil to clean a wound. So there's things like lavender that's calming. We know these things and we're already using them, but we just don't necessarily have the knowledge behind why.
Exactly. Exactly. And so it was just, this is what your grandma mama did it, and then to your grandmama and your grandma, and and so on and so forth. But
Mhm.
not always knowing that these things were for specific reasons.
Mhm.
So I agree that Pardon Outlander, it showed how powerful nature could be. And I'm glad that you had an Epsom salts bath tonight. I would like to have an
Woo!
Epsom salts bath tonight myself. So right. And so uh, let me just, I want to just hide that one. And I know those are like, when I do throw them up there, Marissa, I'm sure it's a bit distracting at times where it's like, do I need to deal with that? No. So anyway, so why does this matter, looking at herbs and things like that?
Um, in all honesty, it's because allopathic care, as we know it, modern medicine, unfortunately treats everyone as one size fits all. But my body's not your body's not my body. And so what works for me is not going to necessarily work for you. And I like the idea of being holistic. So there is a physicality to it. There's usually some sort of energetic to it. And sometimes it can work also with the spiritual side of things. So when you're looking at everything, you want to see the body as a whole and the whole entity. Additionally to that is that a lot of allopathic medicine tend to suppress symptoms, and homeopathy as well as herbalism both try to find the root cause. So if your skin is inflamed, why is it inflamed? We're not just going to take care of that inflammation. We're not going to take care of the rash that's going on. We are, but it's like we need to go further down. Is there something going on in your pancreas? Is your liver overtaxed? Are we needing to flush out your system for some reason? So, yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah, we are our own machines. And yeah, and Gardening Warrior also, that is like, we've actually bought the not just Epsom salts, but I used to buy I forget what it's called, the magnesium. It's to make magnesium spray.
Lovely.
But I forget what the salt is. And again, for relaxing, to help balance and things like that. So um, now I've just lost my little train of thought of what I was just gonna mention. Oh yeah, the one size fits all, and then the aspect of just me. Like I have thyroid disease, and
Mhm.
as you and I've talked about it, it's like that probably didn't actually happen. It was probably adrenal fatigue, or almost like adrenal burnout, to the point where my thyroid actually started to help the adrenals.
Mhm.
And so now my thyroid's getting taxed. And so then here, take some thyroid
Mhm.
medication. And now I'm stuck on thyroid medication because it's dependent on it. Where had we been
Mhm.
looking at all my other symptoms, because even once I started taking thyroid medication, it didn't I didn't feel any better. It wasn't like,
No.
okay, now I have energy, now I have this, and I was on a synthetic kind, and now I'm on
Desiccated.
I'm on a desiccated thyroid medication, and that has actually helped to balance me out a whole lot more. So, yeah, it's very, very, very interesting that, and you and I have been talking about, it's like, oh, well, I have this, but it's like, don't just, here, throw something, if it's a sore throat's not a good example, but it's like, what is causing that? Even when you talk about, like with massage, like I had this problem with my ankle a few years back, went and saw my massage therapist. Well, he followed a nerve all the way up to my gluteus area, and that whole thing was all connected. It
Yeah.
wasn't just here, let's just, put some cream on my ankle. It was the fact that this was all connected throughout my whole body, which is, very, very interesting. I just want to look at some of these comments. It's funny that they prescribe the same amount to a 90-pound female, to a 300-pound 7-foot
Yes.
male. Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, I go and I get tested for my thyroid, and they go, yeah, you're in the window. But it's just, they go, here's the norm. But you go, you have to look at, what is my ethnic background? Like, I am,
Mhm.
a lot of me is European, and I'm only third generation Canadian. And then my father is from Mississippi. And where he has come from, we're not sure. We're assuming, probably from Africa. But it's like, so you're treating me and my genetic makeup the
Yeah.
same as somebody who, was born in, let's just say, like, that they're Norwegian, like, some sort of Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Very different types of bodies, very different reactions, but we're treated exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, oh, and I think I just need to say, oh, hello, Bayou Sugar Garden. Thanks for coming in. So I appreciate that. Let me just grab this one. Human beings have evolved us alongside plants. Natural products are a permanently renewable resource.
Yes.
Absolutely. Isn't that
Wait.
interesting? Vets at least dose by weight. Isn't that interesting? Because you can kill an animal by giving it too much XYZ.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all connected. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, there's Brampton Gardner, she's on the other side, and it's like, hey, we'll treat them exactly the same. And it's like, no, you can't treat, each of us the same. So it's one of those things. So, um, and you can interrupt me at any moment, Merissa, like, and just say, um,
No, it's
uh,
very true.
so, herbal actions. Do we want to
Mhm.
talk about that, or do you want to talk
Yeah.
about? Because I think I said, like, pick 5 basic, and
Mhm.
we're gonna pick ones that you probably already use or probably already know about,
Mhm.
but just to kind of go in depth. And also, if you do have a question for Merissa, she is happy to answer it. Or actually, let's go talk about those books
Sure.
that you have put aside. She's been collecting a lot
Mhm.
um, of of books.
Literature.
Yeah, literally. I
Absolutely.
was like, that word.
Literature. I really love books. I love the tangible thing that you can have in your hands, and the explanations. And my school is very interesting because it's online. I don't necessarily interact with a lot of students and whatnot. And so this is a great way of having another source. So if you're someone who is really interested in your own personal health or your family's health, then one of the greatest things that you can do, of course, is be gardening, growing your own food, and then, of course, growing your own herbs. And a lot of herbs are really accessible to us. One of the first books that I purchased myself, or had, actually, this is a Christmas present, is Medicinal Herbs. And this is by Rosemary Gladstar. Rosemary Gladstar is one of the formative ladies down in the States. She really kicked it off with fire cider and a couple of other things. But what I really love about this book is that it does a quick deep dive beautifully of an herb, and it'll give you kind of the idea of what's behind it. It's really hard to learn the chemistry, the Latin names, the constituents, and everything like that. So I find that having something that gives me a brief overview and lets me know what an herbal action is of the plant, that's going to lead me to how I'm going to use this plant. So the herbal actions that you'll see in here and the parts used, it's got the safety as well. So if it's a toxic plant, which a lot of these are not toxic at all, even for animals. And then it'll give you a couple of different recipes as well. So it's a really great formative kind of study. Medicinal Herbs by Rosemary Gladstar.
Yeah, and so I know most people are that usually are in my chat are usually from the States. So I've gone and looked it up in with Amazon.com, and I've put the link there, and that is associated with my Amazon associate link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so but I can easily get the Canadian one. For anybody who wants the Canadian one as well. So,
So this one again is really great. It's got everything from ginger, cayenne, basil, yarrow. It's your standard herbs that you would have inside of your home or outside of your home. The next one that I really like is Grow Your Own Herbal Remedies. This one is done by Marie Noel Groves. And what I really like about this one is that it does a little bit more of a dive in. So this one will talk about things like skin or respiratory system. It also still has really great photos of the plant. And it does, again, talk about those herbal actions. So you can really learn about that one. And my favorite. So this is my favorite book completely. This is Body into Balance. I absolutely love this one. The layout is easy to follow. It's great for beginners as well as intermediate. And what it does is it actually goes through all of the systems inside of the body. So it talks about what it is to balance yourself. And so it'll go through things like your nutrition, stress and energy, relaxation, but it also moves then deeper into things like blood sugar levels, memory and cognition. It does touch on the thyroid. It'll talk about longevity and things like that. So it's absolutely phenomenal. This one does lean into a little bit more of the chemistry, just barely, and a little bit more of the Latin, but it is targeted for lifestyle, nutrition, holistic care, and I have been using this one non-stop. Every time that I open it up, I can't just read the one spot that I'm looking for and referring to a specific herb. I end up reading the entire chapter and then going back and paging through, and it's just phenomenal.
So you get sucked into the rabbit hole in that book.
Yes, I do. But it's really good. It's called Body into Balance. And again, it's made by Maria Noel Groves.
I'm just going to write that one, balance, and the Amazon link for it. What was my next little kind of question that I had for you here was herbs to grow in your garden. What are some herbs to grow in your garden?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I picked a couple of them. I really love peppermint. Not only is it good for digestion, but it's also pain relieving because it's an analgesic. And then it's an antispasmodic, which basically means that it relaxes smooth muscles. And then it has a little bit of that microbial to it. So all around, it's good inside and outside. Make a tea and put it on your eyeballs. I know it sounds weird, but it does work. If you've got an eye, forehead is also really, really great. And then, of course, just ingesting it yourself, whether it be in a smoothie or just, again, a tea, which is really lovely.
Now,
Yeah.
what do you mean put it on your eyeballs?
So if you mix it with a couple of other herbs, so it's something like calendula, chamomile, possibly a couple of others like nettle, you're not having it as the main herb. It's really good if you have like a conjunctivitis in your eye, or if you've got very dry eyes. It's great for the fatigue. I have yet to try it. I've heard that it's all right, but I think spicy, and I just don't want spicy eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. So there is your grandmother coming in and saying hello
Hi,
too.
Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Um, great. I do see you there, my darling. Um, oh, oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, good, good. I just was, I should have just read it before I clicked it. So sorry about that. Oops. And it's like, okay, now hide them. Stop clicking them, Maureen. It's like I need three of me.
Yeah.
Um, so those are, um, with back to the books. Now,
Uh-huh.
I think two of them are by the same author. That
Yes.
yeah, and it was like when we first started doing just doing herbs. We hadn't even started. We had one of them, and then
Mhm.
lo and behold, the other one just kind of goes
Mhm.
alongside it.
Mhm.
So you were talking about peppermint,
Yes.
and I wasn't paying attention to them all. Tell me again.
So pepper, oh, all the herbs or what it does?
No, no, not what it does. No.
Okay. So the other ones we picked because we wanted to talk about 5 herbs that are really good overall for everyone to have. Another one is raspberry leaf. So if you're growing raspberries, as soon as it starts to show its leaves before the fruit is happening and before buds, you want to grab some of that, dry it out. The tea is really great because it's highly nutritious. It's got a lot of vitamins and minerals. And then it's also astringent. So it'll actually like contract and tighten tissues, and this can actually help if you have any sort of diarrhea or if you're bleeding or anything like that. So it's great for that. And then what? Sorry.
Oh
Oh,
no,
you were
I was
just
just you said diarrhea. But it's also something that's going to help with um, inflammation.
correct.
And so in this mineral tea is raspberry leaf, yes or
That's
not? With
correct. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and so I don't remember all the herbs that are in this particular tea, but it is
Mhm.
a pretty magical tea.
Yeah. So your tea specifically has a lot of diphoretics in it. So things that are going to get rid of excess moisture and excess, um, just excess in your body. So lymphatic as well as water inside of your body. And then it also has a lot of nutritive herbs. So while it's getting rid of the excess, it's allowing nutrition to come into those cells and
Ooh.
either constrict and tighten, or it has been just overall allowing all of them to just kind of get where they need to be. So,
Let me just say hello, Marie B's Meadows. Thanks for coming in. Thanks very much for coming and hanging out with my daughter and I, and soon to be also Miss South Florida Sunshine too. Um, yeah. So with that raspberry leaf, and then I don't remember what else is in my tea, but
you've got oat straw, nettle, and I think there is a dandelion leaf in that one as
right,
well. Yeah.
right.
Oh, and red clover. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So and then oregano. Why
yes.
why why should we be growing oregano?
So funny that you were talking about the fact that in a spaghetti sauce that you're going to put oregano and a little bit of basil and things like that. So our body is created to eat one food at a time. As we put something into our mouth senses and tastes and sends a signal up to your brain, and your brain goes, "Oh, I'm supposed to secrete this juice into the stomach, break down this food." Now, because we have a very adapted taste, we're going to be eating a ton of different things at the same time. Our brains can't keep up with the next food next bite of food and secrete the right juice inside of your stomach. So to help ourselves out, having oregano and things like basil and things of that nature, you add those to those sauces, and of course it helps your body to break it down a lot better. So
so that's the same like why you have cranberry sauce with your turkey, why applesauce with ham. So just those herbs themselves also add in, to bring in the right,
mhm,
kind of juices and stuff like that you need to help break them down. That's
yeah.
fascinating. Just
Mhm.
learned something new.
And so with oregano, we know oregano oil as something that's helpful for preventative when you're getting sick, when you are sick as well, because it's highly antimicrobial, antioxidant, and it's also a little bit of an expectorant. So it helps to get rid of excess mucus. So that's another herb that I really like to have on hand because it's great for colds, but it's also great in food. It's a warming herb as well. And this is one of those diaphoretic, so it will promote some sweating as well. So it can help to like reduce a fever and whatnot. And all of these things that I'm talking about, please research. Don't give it to babies. And test it on yourself and try little doses as you see fit and as you need. It's better to go low and slow. Even if you're not feeling
Mhm.
it's working, it is better to make sure that you are taking your time, listening to what your body is needing at that moment. And if it needs more, then go for more. If it needs less, then you can go for less. There isn't
Mhm.
any problem with the toxicity for all of these, but it can just make you go, I had too much oregano and I don't want it anymore.
Mhm. Well, if you go, it's like when we've taken oregano oil, the hot, it's like it burns like the fiery pits of hell, but it tasted like
Mm,
pizza. So Brampton Gardener, you say, I wish I liked oregano, not a fan.
mm,
But and I'm just wondering, is it types of oregano? Because there are some that will they'll taste differently.
mm,
Um, more some stronger tasting, some sweeter tasting,
mhm.
and like something to do with if you're also using fresh as opposed to dried.
Yeah,
I wonder if those things, or if it's just the fact you go, I don't like it. Yuck. Hmm.
could be a whole bunch of different things, but yeah.
Yeah, well, she'll respond in a
Okay.
wee little bit there. So,
Yes.
and then calendula. Hey, cool gamer.
Calendula, marigold. So this one's a really great anti-inflammatory. It's a vulnerary, so it's really good for wound healing. So this is the one that you want to have as a salve on the outside. Clean your wound, and then it's like get some calendula oil on it as quickly as possible. Again, another one of those antimicrobials to it. And this one is also a lymphatic, so it supports the lymphatic system's function and helps to remove toxins and water from the body.
Now, so I think you did you say that to put it in a tincture, or would you put it in a tea, or what would you do with calendula?
Calendula, if it's for a wound, of course, salve would be the best bet. If you're looking for the lymphatic and the vulnerary side of things, or sorry, not the vulnerary, the astringent side of things,
Hmm.
that's where a tincture or a tea would work best. I do recommend working with teas before working with tinctures,
Hmm.
learning how something tastes, learning what bitter is to you, and if you can handle more bitter, learning how to balance the tea that you're having. A tincture is a little bit trickier because there are different sources of alcohol or glycerin. And some of them can burn the herbs, and other ones don't pull the constituents out. So it's a little bit more of something that does take a little deft hand. There are some folk
Hmm.
methods of tincturing that do work, but I definitely think it's one of those things. Start with tea, start with fresh herbs, dried herbs, and salves. Do the things that help to teach you how to look for those things in your herbs.
Right, right. So, yeah. So Rochelle, she said, I've tried Greek and a few types. I just feel it ruins the sauces.
Mhm.
I also hated dry basil, but love fresh. I should try fresh
Mhm.
oregano again. It's been a while. Yeah. And because I know with my
Mm.
sage that I have, there was one sage and it's like, I didn't like the taste of it. So I started
Mhm.
another one last year, different seed, and it is much better. Yeah, love fresh typo. It's like,
Yeah.
did she say death hand? I don't
Deft,
know.
uh, not death hands, like adept or a deft touch.
Hmm.
Oops.
Yeah, that's awesome. So those are just some typical ones in that you can grow in the garden.
Mhm.
And we did take it easy, like where we just went, stuff that you already grow.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure if there is other herbs that you can just off the top of your head. Um, yeah, that's right. Not hands of death. This is healing time.
Yeah. So if you're looking for like just an overall garden of herbs, you want to be growing rosemary, lemon balm, oregano, basil, thyme. Definitely be growing parsley and cilantro.
Mm.
Even if you hate cilantro, and be careful with parsley and cilantro that you grow it in as organic soil as possible, and be putting organic fertilizer on it, because the roots, if you can, the
Mhm.
roots tend to pull in the constituents that you're putting onto it, and then that is ingested in the body. And because they're heavy metal detoxers, they work on the hepatics or the blood system. And
Ooh,
so you want to be doing the best that you can for those plants so that you're doing the
right.
best for your body. So,
Absolutely. Yeah,
but yeah.
we've just had lots of chats about, when people say, this is organic, and it's like nothing is organic. But because it's like whatever is falling out of the sky. But you're just saying, don't be throwing in
Mm-mm.
non, use your own compost tea,
Yeah.
to feed it and stuff like that, which is really, really great.
Mhm.
Um, and in regards to things like the peppermint, like lemon balm, unless you have, like, a huge back 40, grow them in
Grow
pots
in pots.
because it takes over. Peppermint will take over.
Yeah.
Actually, lemon balm, I do grow it in a pot, and every year I get, yeah, I get a, it's all in all my pots, and so then I
Mhm.
start picking it out and going,
Yeah.
here, I can put it into another little pot to give it away to
Mhm.
someone, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
And the great thing
yeah.
about these herbs is that a lot of them are actually going to be deterrents for insects in your garden. So you're doing a double
Hmm.
duty by doing something that's going to be really great for yourself, really great for your garden, and then help to produce a larger crop for yourself because you're growing your own food this year, right?
Growing your own food. Yeah, actually, I think just about everybody probably in here grows their own food. Yeah, there was, I can't remember who made the comment, was that when there's something that is toxic that grows out in the wild, the the antidote grows just within a few feet of it.
Yes. Yes.
And that you go, that's absolutely
Very
fascinating.
common.
So
Very common.
I'm with you, G Mama. I love cilantro. Absolutely love it. Merissa makes an amazing dip called shata, and it is cilantro, parsley, garlic. Um,
Sunflower seeds and a whole bunch of other things inside of it.
and it's
And
and some hot peppers, and then you blend it up, and it's so fresh. You don't really taste the cilantro, but it's like I grow cilantro just so she can make shata.
yeah.
So
And
so
actually, I recently learned that cilantro is actually not a hereditary thing. So they've been telling us for the longest time that if you don't like cilantro, it's something in your genetic code. It is actually because you have a higher level of heavy metals that need to be removed. So I'm someone that started with it tastes like garbage can. It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't like it, to the point that now I can't have salsa without it.
mhm.
And
Yep.
I also like eating it now. So we had curry the other day and I put cilantro on it.
Fresh cilantro on it. Yeah.
Fresh cilantro.
Yeah, lemon balms can get enormous, and
Yeah.
I had found one, that, because most of mine are in pots, they don't get super big, like big enough, but one found its way in my garden, and I couldn't kill it, so I picked it up and moved it to the front, because I think um, it is also a really good thing for disguising the scent of your other other plants. So it will help with,
Mhm.
the negative bugs that come around here.
Mhm.
So, oh, do you steal it? Mm, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. See, so Netta says, it was soapy. My first time with cilantro, it tasted like the smell of a plastic garbage bag. Like it was like, it tastes like plastic. And, but it didn't take me long. The first time it was like, yeah, it's kind of weird, plasticky tasting. And then it's like, right after that, it's like, oh my gosh, um, it's so, so delicious.
Mhm.
And oh, hey, Odom's Homestead. Thank you very much for coming in. Um, oh, what does my mom say here? Oregano is growing all over your lawn. All I say, it's green. Yes, yes. Yeah, it is. Um, yeah, and you should actually, like, I think you were avoiding, telling your whole recipe for your shata that is absolutely delicious. And you should actually, you know, share it out. She's like, "No, I'm not sharing my recipe." And actually it's supposed to be it's pumpkin seeds that they're supposed to use in the
Or
shata
walnuts. Yeah, or walnuts.
or walnuts, but because I can't
Mhm.
have those, she put sunflower
Mhm.
seeds in it, and it's
Mhm.
absolutely heavenly. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's very interesting. So you get that soap thing too. So
Yeah.
all of that is telling you is that, your body is going, "Hey, that's gonna help us get rid of these heavy
Mhm.
metals out of the body." So,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's awesome.
Mm.
What have you in South Florida, I cannot get mint or lemon balm to go crazy. Ah, so then you could just
Mm.
yeah. Oh, could you imagine your whole lawn just lemon balm or actually even the creeping thyme? That's another one,
I want red clover. I want a whole lawn of red clover.
And why is that?
Oh, it's just so good for you.
Mm. Oh,
Inside
not
and
because
out.
it smells?
No.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I want something that when you're walking on it and it
Mm.
smells, um
Mhm.
oh, what is that? I love Marissa's whatever it's called from the cilantro. So yeah, that's the shata mum
Mhm.
that we were talking about.
Mm.
Oh yeah, see, so again, soaps and bubbles. That's very interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, lemon balm. Oh, I've never grown lemon thyme, but or you probably meant lemon balm.
But
Um,
lemon thyme is really good too.
Mhm. So, if cilantro tastes like soap, then maybe we have too many heavy metals in our body. I
Mhm.
would think that that is an indication right there, like, and so continue
Mhm.
to eat it.
Yeah.
Um, so
And if you can't
oregano,
handle that, you want to be doing something like start with a lot more parsley, a lot more fresh parsley, and then add the cilantro in. So if you're doing, let's say 4 parts parsley to 1 part cilantro, and then slowly but
mhm,
surely increase that. So that way you can, like for me, I still smell what I smell. It's not the greatest, but when I'm eating it now, I'm not having that same reaction. It isn't
right.
necessarily adding flavor for me, but I feel like it's doing what it needs to do for my system, and I'm going to keep eating it.
Yeah, yeah. So Odom's, it's oregano it's his favorite to eat,
Mm.
and tapped enjoying gardening. I've always liked cilantro. It's good when fresh. I'll pick some and eat it right in the garden. So yeah, yeah. No, it's now what my life has been for the last year and a half or so, is that she would just come up from her lessons and go, "Did you know this?" And I'd be like, "No, that's fascinating."
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think
anyway,
our biggest fun one was black cohosh. With that one, just absolutely
mm,
incredible. When I learned about black cohosh, so over in Germany, every single month, over 10 million um, like pills or tinctures are sold to women specifically for menopause. And these people are not having to be on HRT. They're not having to have hormone replacement therapy. They're not having brittle bone disease. They're not having anything wrong with hot flashes or whatnot because black cohosh is completely wiping it for them. And so they're going on with their day-to-day life and not having to deal with perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. which is
But they
crazy.
even bring it in earlier. It's not
Yes.
just for menopause. It's to
Right.
just to even balance out hormones. And and I know that Carol and I, we've talked about this before, and so some
Mhm.
people can't necessarily take it. And I just wonder if
Mhm.
it's because it's been something that they do on an ongoing basis that the women aren't reacting negatively to it and that. Um, hey, T and Bushcrafter, thanks for coming in. You got 12 babies. I got 6 babies today. I was showing them at the beginning of the live chat. And who else did I just see come in here? Storms, radios, and cats. Hey, Barry. That is thanks for coming in. Oh, here am I ever behind on the chat? Oopsie. Um, oh, you're on your other channel. Okay. Yeah. Just like asparagus makes your pee stink. Yeah. Oh, so red clover. Shawnee says red clover goes well with red raspberry leaf and calendula. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome. So yes, I'm sorry if I missed um, lemon basil or holy basil iced tea. Sounds
Holy basil.
delicious.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So you were digging black and blue coho starting as a teen. Wow. What about any liver issues with it, with the black cohosh?
There haven't been really any seen whatsoever. Now, again, people can be pre-existing conditions or possibly that they are on another medication that does interact with them. Um, but that's, again, something to definitely look into prior to having it.
Yeah. Well, so Wildwood, is that your school? Wild,
Wild Rose. Yeah.
right.
When
It
I'm
was
thinking about it, it's like I can't do it. Wild Rose
right. And
College
so
of Natural Healing.
yeah, and so years ago, because they've moved more into education, but they did
Mhm.
used to have a whole line of amazing herbs, and I came across them because it was like I don't know what was wrong with my hormonal, like I was on out of balance, and I basically had 1 week a month where I didn't have pain, and it was like in my ovaries, it was like if I sat still, the blood pulsing through my lower area on my sides would just be, and it was just this pain, 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 pain. And someone said, take this stuff called femiherb, and it had black cohosh, blue cohosh, donquay, and um, cramp bark in it, and
Mhm.
there might have been one other ingredient. Took that, everything just balanced me right out. So there was just something that was off. And again, I would have went to the doctor and said, "Hey, fix me up." And they would have said, "Here, take this, put this cream on,
Mhm.
or do whatever."
Mhm.
And it wouldn't have helped me, where I went to not knowing that I was my hormones are just out of balance. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
mm, yeah.
I definitely feel
Um
like there's been some permanent healing for both of us in some areas, and it hasn't just been remedies based on what we've been trying, what we've been kind of persevering and doing. So, yeah.
mhm, mhm. That's good. Oh, you're up to 25. Well, you have property. I'm allowed to have 5 chickens. So I have 5 chickens at my house. Yeah. Oh yeah, and there was Brampton Gardner said that her mom
Mhm.
took the and it's just like it was magical. And it's
Yeah.
but it's like, what is the brand? Where was it made? Should you grow it yourself?
Mhm.
Those kinds of things. So, yeah.
There's more
Yeah, so the
accessibility for the United States, in all honesty. Oh, yeah, Dogway is wonderful.
yeah, and that was what was in mine, and that. So, I also wanted you to talk about, weeds, and as we were discussing those weeds, it was like, really, in all honesty, what we have grown up thinking are weeds are
Mhm.
actually it's like it's the thing that we actually really, 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 really need. And so 5 simple weeds
My top, the ones that I love the most, I love nettle,
Mhm.
dandelion leaf and root. I'm counting it as one. Mullein leaf and root, um, and then chickweed and burdock.
Right.
Those are my top 5.
So back to the black cohosh, Shawnee says, it rarely may cause liver damage. Avoid if you have a pre-existing condition. So, you know, kind of thing. So, so GT Junior says, what do you think about wormwood? And then moringa, what do you think about that? I don't know that moringa is not, or maybe you've touched on moringa, but wormwood, tell us about that.
I like wormwood because it's a vermifuge. So it's really great at getting rid of parasites out of the body and worms out of the body.
Mm-hmm.
It's also good at getting just pathogens out of the body in general. But yes, you definitely use with caution. You can overuse it.
Mm-hmm.
And then moringa is really great. It's highly nutritive, similar to that of like nettles, shilajit, and sea moss, where it just has a lot of things that the body is requiring. And a lot of times when we're out of balance, the first thing that you should be looking at is what are you putting in for nutrition to your cells, nutrition to your body, and everything like that. So moringa is great for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So back to our weeds. Yeah. CGG Mama says, like, people say, weeds are beneficial. And it's like, I wonder if that's again one of those things where these are weeds because they take over. But you go out right in your backyard is a whole pharmacy for you to use, and that.
Well, people didn't used to have lawns. They used to have wild fields in their yards, and you had weeds growing that you could use. You'd run out, and mullein was great toilet paper, but it was also known to make a wet cough or a productive cough when you had a dry cough, to get things moving and get it out of your body. So it's only because the rich and famous said a lawn is a lawn is a lawn, and this is status in society, that we've gone and just butchered and have our green lawns that make us feel great. And they are lovely. They're great to look at, wonderful to run through. But then now we have to pull all of the weeds from those spaces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So declined using HRT. He's just suggested black cohosh for 3 months. Then let him know how you feel. So I'm assuming you're in the middle of your 3 months there. So my mom also, she says, I love nettles and pigweeds, which I think we tried to figure out what pigweeds are because I think it has a different name for it. So weeds, we can use plantain leaves to wipe our noses as long as there's no dog pee on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plantain is
that's good.
lovely.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, anyway, oh yeah, that's cute. Barry says you should see what's growing here. I think TN Bushcrafter would have a field day here, pun intended. He would have a field day out there. So, and then let me just see what. Yeah, Shawnee, I've recommended that book to most in here, but The Herbal Pharmacy by Dr. Duke, PhD, is great too. He did a lot of research for USDA cataloging wild plants. Yeah, and maybe that's what we should just be calling them instead of weeds, is, wild plants. So yeah, rich people also had indoor atriums, growing medicine, while poor had none. Yeah, so dandelions for you. Mm-hmm. And that is another one that you mentioned, was the dandelion root. And lamb's quarter. Yeah, that's the other name. Pigweeds are also called lamb's quarter. Tien, do you know lamb's quarter or the pigweeds? Do you know those ones? Again, he'll answer in a minute. But what else was I going to ask you? Or if there is, if people have any questions that Merissa can, mention to you. Now, these are just like, again, we just said, let's pick the stuff that's easy to to talk about because it's right in your own yard or just across the street kind of thing. Oh yeah, so he does know lamb's quarter, so which my mom also calls pig's weed. Um, and what you have like in your little curio cabinet of herbs, she's got a slight addiction to purchasing a lot of herbs and a lot of different things, which is really exciting because there has been things that we're trying. And earlier today, you said, we were buzzing around the house doing stuff, and you said, you know what, not feeling great, not feeling the best, I'm feeling a little bit hot, which you go, I must be coming down with something because my body's trying to heat up. And then I said, about a couple hours later, I said, did you take some fire cider? And she goes, yeah, I will in a minute. So tell us about fire cider.
So fire cider is something that was kind of coined by Rosemary Gladstar. So she was the one that started putting a lot of herbs into jars. It was done before, but she kind of was like, yeah, this is where it should be. And she has fought for it not to be an incorporated name. They won because at one point some company was trying to steal it as a name for something and claim the rights to it. But fire cider basically is a jar that is filled with herbs, and I like citrus in mine, and then covered in apple cider vinegar and then let to sit for at least a month. And so usually you will get those things like your lemon balm, the sage, oregano, cinnamon, cloves. I
Ginger.
really like turmeric and ginger in mine, and garlic and onion. And then I do make my own apple cider vinegar that I put on top of it. And there's a lot of variations. And I decided I was going to put elderberry. After making an elderberry syrup, I didn't want to just waste the elderberries themselves. So this one is a beautiful like pink color. And basically what I like to do is I chop things up. We'll throw things like, I feel like it's fennel and cilantro or whatever's in the fridge, whatever's out in the garden. And then do my citrus on top of that, apple cider vinegar. And then once it's been sitting for a month, I blend it and strain it. And then
through a nut milk bag.
A nut milk bag, yeah. So that way I can get as much of the constituents out of it as possible. And mine tend to taste very salad dressing.
That's what your mother says. Your mother just goes, just tastes like salad dressing. But you took some and you started to feel better.
Yeah, it arrested whatever was going on in my body. And so I'm not having the congestion. I'm not feeling feverish. It actually fixed and just allowed me to feel the fatigue that I'm feeling because I just didn't sleep. But I'm not feeling unwell. And I had I was nauseous, but I wasn't paying attention to my nausea. And it again wiped the nausea out for me. So fire cider has been one of our mainstays in the house. We always have it. And my brothers will drink it quite regularly to get rid of postnasal drip. When it's allergy season, they're reaching for it. My sister actually took it at one point and she hates it, but she took it and her body released so much of excess fluid that the people at her work thought she had miraculously lost 30 pounds overnight. She took it. She was feeling gross, took it. And the next day at work, it wasn't even that it was a week or something like that. It was the next day at work and her face was thinner and everything like that. So whatever.
Oh, so she lost all the inflammation.
Her body was just inflamed.
That's awesome. So Carol has said, tell us about chickweed and why you love it.
Chickweed is actually what I'm writing my thesis on. So I love it because it works in the body as a detoxifier. Again, it works on the lymphatic system. It works on the blood system. And it's highly nutritive. And I love that it's everywhere. So it's so sustainable, and it's actually one of the first plants that I actually ID'd. So growing up with mom and grandma, I'm of course learning what different plants are. And I remember seeing a strawberry plant and was weeding around it. And I'm very young and I'm told what the chickweed was. So I pulled at it and I'm told to get it out. And so now coming full circle to being an herbalist, this herb for me is also extremely good for eczema. I ended up making a salve that had the nettle, it had plantain, and it also had chickweed to it. And it's been tested now on a couple of different people. And mom herself actually tested it on a sun rash, and the sun rash was gone within 24 hours.
It was unbelievable, because typically when because I react, it's just like an allergic reaction. And I will usually, once I come home from a vacation, I usually have it for about a month. And it'll be, just usually up here and then in the crick of my arm and on the tops of my hands. And I'll live with it for the month. And I did say to Merissa, I said, we need to document this one. And so that you can see the before and after, because the rash that ends up on my hand is so thick. It's quite remarkable. But it was like by day 4, it was like gone. So it was pretty fascinating.
So for me, I love that it's inside and outside.
Yes. For making an oil, probably for tea, for making an oil infusion, but Merissa would know better. And don't worry about it, Miss Sharon. And thank you for coming in. I know you are following along with Carol's, and you have a pepper sauce. Oh yeah, you were talking about you've got a lot of peppers, and that is a thing with cooking with pepper. It's like sprinkling on your food. Well, your peppers they automatically start taking mucus from the body. So I don't know, and so it's like if you're a big pepper fan, especially, and it doesn't have to be all the hot ones, just even black pepper. Black pepper is so good for you. So, all right. I know it's very late for you, darling. Thanks for coming in and just hanging out with us for a bit. We really appreciate that. So Miss Sharon says, I've done oil and tincture, just don't know what else you can do with it. And I think that was where you were asking about cleavers. And that's new to me. So she asked, can it be dried for later use?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Most
I don't know.
definitely.
I just recently heard about cleavers from, I think it was another live that I was on with Carol. So
definitely you can dry cleavers. It is great to work with them if you are doing like a tincture, or if you're doing a oil or something like that. If you're doing a fast oil on the stove, then yes, you can have them, of course, fresh. But if you're wanting to do something later on with them, then dried is totally fine. I'm pretty sure I have cleavers here.
Yeah.
Great blood.
Yeah, and the capsicum, hence the fire, so it's making sure you have those fires in there. Shawnee, she said, my last batch of elderberry syrup, I had dried goji berries for an extra boost of vitamins. Nice. So, if you drink too much fire starter, you get loose stools. I haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, so I will I know I'm just trying to David Core with the crop. He's got to come in through and say everybody's name. Thanks for coming in. Man, oh my gosh, am I ever behind? So Tien says, I make a salve close, but I can add calendula. I also make a salve with calendula, jewelweed, nettle, and capsicum. Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, there I have caught up. So I don't know if anybody has any other questions, and I do know that Miss Carol is sitting there in the, lovely in the green room, And so I think we'll add her to the stage and let her come on in and ask some other questions and chat with us. And, you can hang out with us for a little bit, Marissa, if you want. Ladies and gentlemen, South Florida Sunshine. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. TN says he's got cleavers everywhere. Acres of mulleins, cleavers, burdock, chickweed, and loads of other stuff. I know you would
Hey,
have.
TN Bushcrafter, can I come for a visit? I make great pie.
Oh, you know what? I think he makes everything, he makes everything. Like, doesn't matter what it is. He'll build a table to put the grill on, to build the grill, and then cook the food, and he's amazing. But I'm there we go. If you have any indigenous stores near you, or order delivery to try pain salves, antibiotic cream, sun soothe, rash cream, tea blends, tonics, tinctures, balms that are already made. Or you find somebody that makes it, like Merissa. Of course, we can't do the things to go across. What do you got, Carol?
Ooh, wild foods.
Oh, are you muted? You seem to be. Oh, unmute Mike. Nope. Can't unmute your mic because they chose to mute themselves.
How that happened? That was weird. I was asking if you had the sister book, because there's a sister book to this that's herbal medicine from the lady who was on that show alone, and she has her PhD and she has MS, and she's basically treated it naturally. But I want to get the sister book, and I do have the one that you showed. I finally got my rosemary Gladstone.
Oh, nice.
Yay. I want to get some of the ones TN mentioned. I won some, and I'm not sure which one it was, but I have this little one. This is from DK. I used to read those books to my daughter, and I loved them. Then I've got this one too. It's just a little herbal handbook. I think I actually got this, I think, at the $5 store. I was like, oh, that looks like something I want to take home. Okay.
Yeah.
And because it has these really pretty like illustrations, like paintings of each.
So it speaks to your artist side.
Yeah. The watercolors definitely do. But yeah, I have some other older ones that I found from my mom, but I think those are mostly like nutritional healing, like the Bible cure for chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Yeah, and then this one is way old. This one was definitely
I think I might have that one, and I probably had some Bible cure book.
I forgot I had all those on the shelf until Marissa's like pulling out her stuff. And I was like, I need to take those down and start studying up.
Yeah, and that one for the fibromyalgia, that would be good for your fibrophrase.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I forgot I had it on the shelf.
Oh, hey, God's Desire for Me. Thanks for coming in, lovely. Appreciate that. Oh, wild food cookbook is on my list to find. Anybody know wild food cookbook?
I'll try and get it up.
Yeah, and yes, that's true. Everyone does need a personal apothecary, and but you start small.
Yeah.
And it's, in all honesty, just making the fire cider, and you can cover it in honey, and that would be a very different tasting one. We use the apple cider vinegar because it is less expensive.
And if you were to do it with honey, it's called an oxymel, so it actually changes the constituent. So because of the fact that I blitz mine and then I use the nut milk bag, I put the honey in after. If you just drain off the apple cider vinegar and you're fine with leaving the large constituents behind, then by all means pop your honey in there, because that's totally fine.
I am not sure. I'm not sure if this is it or not, Shawnee. So I found it on Thrift.
We'll bring it up and
yeah, there we go. Not sure if that's it. Shawnee can let us know. Oh, now wait, is that a different one? Shawnee, is this the first one you mentioned? The wild food. Let me see if I can blow it up. Oh, no. Thank you, Thrift Book.
Here,
That's really
oops.
much
I'll try
larger.
it this way. Oh,
And it's
well, there, I
it's
made it a
blurry.
bit bigger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Reminds me of the photos Mom would send to me, like, when I blew that
mhm.
up. Well, let me
Yeah.
just blow it up. Oh, okay, it's still out of focus, and yeah. Is that the one, Shawnee had? Or I was just asking if anyone knows.
Oh, no, actually, she was just asking
Oh, I thought you said I want the wild food cookbook, and I'm like, oh, there's a
of a
couple
good
here.
wild food.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So I don't know how I got cookbook out of that. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that's what she was asking for. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
quite a few
It's
though. Let me hold up. Let me bring up what I just looked up because this is kind of cool too. Marissa might enjoy it.
Hi, my
Um,
Renaissance grandma.
there's a multitude of books for wild foods. And I even saw one that I don't have, the Florida food. So if you go in looking
Ooh.
to incorporate it, yeah, into your food too, other than
Mm.
Yes.
just tinctures,
Oh,
teas, and
definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, over
Cool.
in Europe, they're constantly still using this, especially Eastern Europe. They
Mhm.
love nettle seasoning and they'll start cooking it up like spinach for
Oh,
everything. So,
this one looks really nice. I'm afraid to click on them because it'll take us to a different place. But
right.
this one's like
Mhm.
Cooking Wild Food by Roger Phillips. Cooking Wild Food, a complete guide for foragers. This one I want, Florida's edible wild plants. I need that. And then the
Mm.
one we just showed, Cooking Wild, more than 150 recipes for eating close to nature. And then that's the one I just showed you, the Forager's Guide
Mhm.
to Wild Foods. But
Mhm.
I thought that was interesting. Like there's a lot
Mhm.
of them. That Nomad cookbook is a little pricey though at $100.
Right. But there is the Florida's wild edible plants,
Mhm.
Yeah,
so
that's the one I said I want. I want that one. And
that
then
would
there's
work.
like look at all of them. There's still
Mhm.
Ooh,
foraging
that one that
cookbook.
has the dandelion on it is probably really good.
Let me see if I can blow it up. Oh, that's at Thrift Books too. So let me see how they'll enlarge. Oh, that's bigger. That's good. The Wild Food Cookbook by Roger Phillips. I think that's
Yeah,
the
but you
same
could
one, the same
you could
author as the
you could click you could
first.
click it on, and then you just have to choose to go to the new page with
Yeah.
it so that we can see it bigger.
Would go. It doesn't. I don't understand. Go to the new page. It
Well,
won't.
usually, actually, no, I'm on a
Let me see
PC,
what
so
you're seeing. Yeah. Oh, I did click on it. That's weird. I am there. That's really
oh, well,
oh,
then you
I
have
have
to
to show
share
the new.
that page.
Yeah, because I'm a ding
Mhm.
dong.
No,
Sometimes.
you're
Hold
not.
on. Sometimes I
Mm.
am. Hold up. I gotta figure it out.
My face.
It's like, why doesn't it follow it? Like, follow. Okay. It
Oh,
doesn't. And then I can maybe unclick the enlargement so she can see the description.
Mhm.
and just to see
Okay.
what the, the
Yeah,
description.
let me click off so then you can see the
There we go.
description. Yeah.
Ooh.
So mushroom seaweeds are edible. Photos help bring these possibilities to life. Recipes range from syrups and teas to main courses. As we are beginning to rediscover the deep nutritional value of wild foods, the missing ingredient until now has been a reliable guide to deploying these healthy natural ingredients in the kitchen. The Wild Food Cookbook will admirably fill that niche.
Nice.
Very interesting.
Very nice. Okay. Now I forgot you can do the not sharing thing anymore. I don't.
Okay, there we go.
And
And
then I'll
then uh, trapped in enjoying gardening, Marissa, we pulled 2 contractor bags of chickweed, dead nettles, dandelions, cut leaf, evening primrose, and Carolina cranesbill. What do you suggest we do with all of these? Contractor bags.
You can email me and I'll give you the list of things that you can do.
Well, I would probably say, start drying them. Start
yeah.
drying because it's like, that is a lot, but it'll dry down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's like you've got, a whole bunch of basically medicinal things that you can, either give away or sell or, whatever. So, That would
Wow.
be a. I would
The
start. I
evening
would start
primrose, I
drying.
would tincture.
Yeah.
You
Just
tincture?
Evening primrose, I'd tincture. The dandelion, I'd probably tincture as well. And the cut leaf, I would tincture. Of course, definitely dry, but those ones definitely you could do a fresh tincture with them. So
Yeah.
Mm. So the Forger's Chef's Book of Flora.
That sounds really good. Okay.
Hey, Mama J.
Foragers. Do. Wait a minute. Let me go back again. My brain cannot. I'm
Uh,
like, that went right out the back door.
Be careful, brother. Pretty soon the word controversial will be controversial.
True, right?
Isn't that the truth?
Barry, hey,
So
Barry. Sorry,
Dean
Barry.
Jordan, also known as Green Dean, has some great fortune books too. Ooh, Eat the
Yeah, Green
Weeds. Are
Dean's
you
great.
looking at books there, Shawnee? Is that what you're giving us all these lists? Oh, hello,
what
How to
like
Garden.
Yeah,
Thanks
this
for
is what we
coming
need.
in.
Shawnee, you got to learn how to do StreamYard and just put up. You don't have to show your face. You're great at that, at giving us stuff. Like you give such good
Mhm.
info in the side chat. I'd love you to be able to do it in like real time.
Exactly. And it's nothing for me to give you the link and you can come through your Facebook. That's what Marissa's doing. Mind you, she would just come through her so okay, you'll be right back. We'll be right here.
Oh, let me
Mhm.
share that book she just mentioned. The Forger Chef's Book of Flora.
Oh, sorry, add to stage.
No, it's fine. You see it?
Mhm.
You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
There's magic afoot, edible green growing things, weed mistaken for weeds. Every day, vegetables capable of far more than we'd give them credit for, and a most companionable, knowledgeable, and encouraging guide to help us see, cook, taste, and delight in it all. Lori D. Mori, that is her name, author of Towpath, the book will serve the professional chef and home cook in equal measure. It is mind expanding, experimental. Oh, I'm not reading this whole thing. It's like
Nope.
really long and utilizes a magnificent diversity of plants. We'll leave it there because it will continue to go on and on. But if you look it up, the Forger's Chef's Book of Flora, you can find it many places. I just grabbed the first one.
Mhm.
And price wise on here, hardcover is about $22.35 American
Mhm.
on sale at this Alibris. I've never used their website, but there you go.
Mm.
Sounds
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah,
Definitely.
very much so. And the cool thing is that even what you found, I think a few months ago, Marissa, was that like there was a huge sale on books and you were buying them out of
Yeah.
the US. It was cheaper for her to buy at the US
massively.
price as opposed to buying the exact same book here in Canada. Like it was like, from $100 down to 20.
Yeah.
Like she was picking up some of her books like for $20 out of the US.
Mhm.
And I think, it was like, oh, now it's $25 with the exchange, and so she
Yeah.
was saving a ton of money,
Mhm.
which is fantastic.
That sounds awesome. I need to. Well, if I get any more books, I think my husband will be not pleased if I don't get rid. I have to get rid of some things first before I can bring more in. Oh my goodness. Especially after I opened the cabinet outside the gardening cabinet today, I started to clean it and it had to be 90 degrees out there already, like the feels like.
Yeah.
So I only got so much done because the smells were getting to me because it's all, where I keep my organic fertilizers and things. And also a rat had gotten in there or two. So it had a nice robust smell. And he ate into my fish emulsion. So yeah,
Mm.
I have made. I just had to shut the door. I cleaned it a little bit, took care of the fish emulsion, shut the door, and I was like, I'll come back to this when I already checked the weather. It's a little cooler, but yeah, I
Mhm.
many areas like that.
Okay,
Need
so off subject, my phone fell and switched to landscape, and I see that Marissa has stolen Diva's whole face. Nope. So,
Interesting.
mhm.
Wow.
I am my mother's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we have lots more growing in the yard, but these were the main plants in my melon squash and corn plots. We also
Wow.
have mixed strawberries growing along the fence behind some containers.
Really nice.
Mhm.
Oh, I have my
So,
first
yeah.
soursop.
Oh, do
Anybody
you?
cares? Yes, I saw it. I've got a picture of it. I'm gonna try and make a little short out of it. I almost like danced.
Mm.
I kind of did, but I was just
Oh,
happy.
the
Yay!
leaves.
Mm-hmm. The leaves are excellent and anti-cancer as well as the fruit, right? It's supposed to be.
Mhm.
That's why I got the tree because of the link between, and of course they'll say there's not, and I'm not a doctor, between
Right.
women who have their gallbladder removed and breast cancer. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, which
because
we're all
when
going to just confess that we are not doctors and we are
yeah,
not
no,
giving medical advice. We are
nope.
giving a perspective of
Yes,
what
it's
we
entertainment. It's entertainment.
Mhm.
It's
entertainment.
purely entertainment.
Uh-huh.
You do with it
Uh,
as you will. Don't come for us.
No.
mhm.
But if you also want another anti-cancer, you could always do holy basil or powder arco. If I don't look at it, then nobody knows that it's actual information.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Para arco is also good for candida.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh,
The
that's very
tea.
good. Yeah, well, even like this mineral tea that I'm taking, because I
Mhm.
I I had taken something herbal like years ago that I had a reaction to, and I basically just ballooned up with inflammation. And I think it was about 3 days, and I was 18 pounds of fluid, and my ankles were like tree trunks. I couldn't do anything about it. They started just throwing water pills at me. And so I was on water pills, and they said, "Yeah, it's just something that happens. You've got an edema problem, and so you'll be on water pills for the rest of your life." And by doing this mineral tea and drinking it, I've been off of those water pills for, I think it's now going on to 2 years,
Yeah.
and haven't had a water pill since. And I was on them for
Awesome.
probably about 15 years.
Wow.
And so it was just something that I did very gradually,
Mhm.
working with another herbalist, so that it wasn't
Mhm.
something that I just jumped off,
Mhm.
and, watching it to see if this was something that I was going to, need to continue or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
mm, uh, David is growing a pineapple tomatillo. Pineapple tomatillo.
They
Wow.
sound so good.
Hmm.
There's a pineapple, the other thing too, the one that's a little tomato, but it's like candy.
Mhm.
I can't think what they're called. Ground cherry. There's a pineapple,
Right.
I think, ground cherry that I would love
Mhm.
to try after
Mhm.
after this, removing everything from my diet stuff. After that.
What are you just doing? Just air and a bit of,
Yeah,
water?
pretty
Just
much
air,
water, air. No,
air?
I am eating things. Yes, I am eating. I'm just not eating dairy, sugar, uh, and that plant family, the nightshades, no nightshades.
Mhm.
Trying to think what else. There's something else. Not oh, fake food. No fake food.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a constant, even with like the things that look all natural. Like I was sending Shawnee actually the mayos that are better. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking I was going to tell her like, well, this one's good, but the other one was better. And as I'm pulling it over to take pictures of the ingredients, I was so glad the other one wasn't in my house. It was online because that's the one I liked. It had sugar in it. That's why it tasted better.
Mm. Mhm.
I'm so
Yeah,
proud of you, Storms. That's so
good for
hard
you.
too.
Mhm.
Good for you. And you can't do stevia, right, Carol?
It
Stevia.
just makes me feel like I want to wipe my tongue off, but I do want to try real dried. Yeah, it's real dried stevia. I think
Yeah.
It's
like
really good.
it's better. Yeah, I can do the
Mhm.
Yeah.
plant. Like I can take a piece
Mhm.
of the plant and chew that, and I'm fine. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
they modify it. I'm trying to wipe my tongue off.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, I just bought 2 stevia plants today, so I'm looking forward to. I thought we might as well go with a couple of them and see what happens. So
I
cleavers
have
and
a lot of
chickweed. So you
chickweed.
hit
I
the
don't
restroom
know.
even more. Mm.
Cleavers. I don't know what are cleavers. I have to look that up because I definitely have chickweed. I have plenty of it growing right now. Lots of weeds in the
Mhm.
backyard that I'm now going to have to identify before I pull them all out.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
thing. Is it would probably be good to have. I don't know that we have a lot of chickweed here, Marissa.
No, we don't. Not like I've seen it, but not at our home.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cleavers.
but
And
it's
we had lots growing, when we lived up in
Mhm,
PG, we did have lots there.
mhm.
So, oh, Tian has 2 quarts of home dried stevia. That's awesome. That's what I'm
Very
hoping
nice.
for.
Yeah, I'd like to
That's
do
what I'm
that too.
hoping for because it's like if we can do our own, then there's no extra additives or anything like that. We're
Mhm.
just using our own.
Ooh.
So the main thing is that this has been a very s- well, the boat has sped up because we were looking at medicinal things before you
Mhm.
started school. So now our boat turning around because
Mhm,
we actually look into the fact of like even our laundry detergent, these
Mm.
all affect, your
mhm,
hormones
mhm.
um and so getting to that point where it's like, yeah, we've stopped with like you stopped the toothpaste long before I did
Yeah,
and
yeah,
eventually I did. And then going into the deodorants again,
yeah.
keeping it all naturally,
Mhm,
doing natural things and
yeah.
with no additives. And so it's just like little by little, so that I think it's like I'm finding that you especially start reacting more like when we do a tea, you react to it way quicker just because we're slowly detoxifying our bodies from
Mhm,
all of the chemicals that we've ingested or that we
mhm.
are on our bodies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, for the ones that you can't find, do you have a place that you like to go to online that you source them organically?
Yes, so there's Mountain Rose Herbs. That's a
Yeah.
huge one in the States. Star
Yeah.
West Botanicals. Herb Co. is probably my absolute favorite. And then here in Canada, there's Irby's Herbs, um, Ohm Naturals. And then I do buy locally, like when I'm just
Mhm.
working with one client and I don't need a whole pound of herbs,
Yeah.
I'll go to a local place here and just buy what I need to fulfill the order or fulfill what needs to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking to make sure that it is organic or wild crafted. I'll also do wild crafted.
Mhm.
But yeah, so.
Okay. That was good. I wrote down a couple of those, the ones that I could keep up with. But that's good. That's my
Yeah.
brain. That's not you. That's my brain. I
Yeah,
process
well,
things. You never know.
and she does, she's like her mother, she talks quickly. So stevia is a pain to process. The leaves main stem in each leaf is almost like a mini stick.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
and
yeah, that's like
he's
moringas like that. Moringas like that.
he's got the mullein popping. And it's like I think I was trying um no, I don't think I bought mullein to try to grow it. But the other one, the nettle, I
Mhm.
tried growing nettle and I just don't think,
Yeah.
the time of the year and where I placed it. So I'd like to get something where we've got nettles that are coming up and here it is. It's
Mhm.
like, okay, we're already past that point. So
Yeah. That's the same for mullein for me. I'm
Mhm.
past the point. They'll melt right into the ground because of our heat. And that's the
right.
same thing with the wild lettuce that I would love to
Mm.
try. They say I
Mhm.
think you're supposed to pick it the second year. I don't know if it would get to its second year unless I grew it in the house because of our heat.
Right.
Because I've never seen
Right.
it here in Southern Florida.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, they grow
So,
wild. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they grow somewhat wild here as well.
Mhm.
But I think the nettles, and I probably do have some nettles, but it's just that there's so much else going on. Or no, what
Mhm.
is it that I have that's the purple thing?
that's
You
odd.
have purple head nettles.
It's not deadhead, but it's just purple head nettles or purple deadhead nettles.
Purple dead head.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
I gotta mute
Hey,
that.
Shane.
Oh, thank God you know that, man. That's I was like getting ready, Mr. Shane.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is my friend who I've known since I was 5,
Oh my
and
goodness. We gotta
yeah,
get
and
Shane. We need a bigger picture. Like it looked like from up here, it almost looks like a turkey with a Mickey Mouse hat on it.
it is a turkey
Yeah.
with I
The
don't know
chicken
what it
head.
is on there. A
It
Oh,
looks
it
chicken
like
is
head
a
on
chicken
it.
head.
turkey. It is a turkey. Okay, that is you. Okay, sorry. Yes, I know what
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Oh,
Silly
you've got
man, you silly man.
I know. Aw, yeah, we missed you too. And I just Shane and I we just sent seeds to each other. So wild lettuce grows
Nice.
here. I've never seen wild
Mm.
lettuce. We
It's a
do have
winter, but is it southern how to garden or is it just central? I've never seen it down here. It's a winter wildflower. All right, let me look it up. Sorry, go ahead, Diva. Sorry.
no. So what is the one that does grow here that it shows up everywhere that's like a lettuce?
Miner's lettuce.
Miner's lettuce.
Mhm.
So I'd like to, and I meant to try to grow corn lettuce because that's supposed to grow right through the winter. So I'm looking for things that I can, have when, if you can't get things in the grocery store that, I'm still growing things through the winter, but I haven't, kind of got that discipline down to look after um, and that. So David says he's growing mullein.
Yeah.
Digsy says, hey, Shane Whistle.
They have
And
woodland. I see woodland lettuce, the Latucia floridana. Is that the one, Glenn? I'm sorry. I'm trying to, because if he just told me that we actually have it here, woohoo.
Claytonia. Miner's lettuce is Claytonia, Marissa.
Mm.
Never heard of that.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever actually even tried it. Like, it's always in a
Try it.
pot. Yeah. And what do you think?
Green, tasty, not like
Mhm.
grass.
As long as it doesn't taste like
Not like
grass.
that.
Oh, yeah. Purslane.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
I love purslane. I have the seeds for it. I just like all the
Mm,
things. It's an omega. It has your omega fatty acids in it for a plant, right? I think that's the big dealio of that, and it's a mucilaginous plant too, so it's
yeah.
healing to
Hmm.
the.
How to Garden says all of Florida, as far as I know, I harvest some from time to time. Once you know how it looks, you start to see it all the time.
The floral
So,
one that I found, yeah, I'm not seeing it as compared to wild lettuce. Okay, I'll have to look. It's not bringing up wild lettuce. It's just bringing up
mhm,
our wild lettuce. But okay,
right. David, you've just got, you and TN both have just amazing yards, you know.
okay,
So, yes, knowing what to eat during the food gap when you have to rely on perennials in the spring before you can harvest your winter storage foods are running short. Yeah. And that, Shawnee, that would be like, thinking back to just how you've organized what you're going to grow this year. I would be happy to take in your class on, what to eat in the what to grow during the food gap. I would take your class. So purslane
right?
is everywhere for
Yes,
down there in Florida.
yes, it is. I know, but I didn't want to be without it, so I bought the seeds anyway. Because for in
Mhm,
case we are forced inside,
mhm.
for one reason or another. Okay, so
Oh, so Shawnee says this gal took a bucket with holes in the bottom, put it over the ferns and hostas as they poked out of the ground. They would reach for the sun of the holes. It makes them stretch to harvest. Ah,
Mhm. They do the same thing with
nice.
rhubarb.
Okay. Hmm.
yeah, it's the highest plant with omega-3 fatty acids there, Carol.
Yes.
You're right.
All right.
Sticky chickweed. What is sticky chickweed? Is that
Oh, I
different than
have that. That's the one I have. It's the chickweed that's
it's
sticky. It's sticky.
sticky?
Mm.
Yeah. When you go to pull it out, it's very sticky. It sticks to itself. It sticks to your like little rake or anything. Yeah. It's wild.
Oh,
Mm.
neat.
I don't know what it's good for. That's what I was gonna I was wondering.
Mhm.
Hey, WD Lock and Roll.
It
Okay, the
probably
Florida
is
one
similar
is.
to that of cleavers because cleavers actually stick to you too.
Well, it doesn't have the
Mhm.
thing. I think it doesn't have the little things like cleavers have. Don't they have like little
No,
things? Okay.
but they have little
Oh,
hairs. So is the sticky like actual sugar sticky? Like
it's
that's
sugar
the kind of
sticky. It's not little hairs that are, yeah,
interesting.
yeah, it's just sticky. You go to pick it up and it kind of just sticks to everything. Okay,
Weird.
Glenn, cool. I didn't know that that was equal to the wild lettuce for pain. That's awesome.
Curly dog. I love all dogs. I've got yellow
Awesome.
dog and
I'm glad you were in here, Glenn. Woo! Yay.
Mhm.
Now I can get seeds for that too, even though it's a weed. I don't care. I'll have
Oh,
weed seeds
Mhm.
because they're not.
that's so cool. She says we have plants growing around the yard that I've never seen before, which caused me to order the picture. Order the picture in this app. It's been a
Mhm.
treasure helping identify plants. That is so cool. Oh, so sorrel, you say I need iron. Yeah, it did
Mhm.
sound like cleavers.
Sorrel. Yeah. I
Oh,
could
Tien
go.
says no. Chickweed has the little burrs.
They stick.
Aw. Shane got his first Steve in the Dirt sticker
Here, I'll
in his
be right
fridge.
back. I can just go grab a handful of it and we'll do show and tell because I have
Show and tell.
plenty in my yard. Now, if I can just walk when I get off of this thing. Oh,
I know when she sits cross-legged and then her legs go, we don't walk no more.
Mm.
Yeah. So Shawnee, Tien says you must be cautious if prone to oxalic acid issues with the sorrel, though. Oh, G Grandma says, hello, David. So, so yes, cleaver is same as sticky weed. Cleavers
Okay.
is like Velcro.
It is, yeah. A lot of dogs actually get pick up on it as they're walking by.
Mhm. 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 Gee, mama. Mm, awesome. I don't know if anybody else has any other comments or questions or um oh yeah, because you do a lot of the indoor, you do a lot of the hydroponics, right, Mike? I think that's what you do.
Is it
Mm,
bloodroot or the bloody dock that he's growing?
not sure.
Yeah. So there's certain things that I want to get my hands on that I can't get my hands on unless somebody lets me get my hands on it. Canada has very strict rules.
Mhm. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there are uses for cleavers.
Mhm. Well, you certainly are here, Bob. I was looking for you. I found you. You're here. Yeah, I think my mom's still on. I'm pretty sure.
Hi, Barbie.
Mhm. Mm. Yes, I'm trying to grow more herbs now too, inside like borage and sorrels. Oh, that's so cool. That's very cool. Mm. Yes, how to garden. Yes, look it up. Great for the lymphatic system. And David's got Texas star hibiscus that he's growing. That's fantastic as well.
Yeah, hibiscus is
I
so
don't
good for you.
I don't know what kind of hibiscus that I grew for you that one year. Um so do you do anything with prickly lettuce, pokeweed, lesser swinecress, slender yellow, wood sorrel, or dog fennel? Those are words I've never used or seen before. I'm sure that there'll be a whole bunch of people that will say, yes, this is what you do with that. This is what you do. Ooh, I
Oh,
think
your
you're
mic's
muted
off.
again, darling.
The pokeweed, just to touch on that one, it's a little bit on the toxic side, so you have to use it in very small doses, but it
Okay.
can be used.
All right. You're still you muted yourself. You're a mute. You're a mute.
Oh, my signing isn't any good. Sorry, I tried. Okay.
One-handed signing? No.
Yes, the one-handed signing. It forms from the center and goes out, but this is the sticky stuff.
Okay.
That's our sticky chickweed that we have down here.
Interesting. It
Actually,
still looks
not too sticky at night though. It's weird, but it was all over everything today when I was, weeding some of it with my little handy dandy. It's like one of those tiny little plastic ones. I can't think of the term. What the thing is called. Now I got dirt.
Shawnee wants to know, do you venture into the nature to collect wild yeast to make probiotic drinks?
Personally, no, but we do have a lot of wild yeast in our home. That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, we do. Yeah, just we make a lot of kimchi, and a lot of sourdough bread gets made in our house. So I think there's a lot of wild yeast in here. So Shane says, I pruned a 40-year-old apricot tree today. It was 2 feet at the stump and took 4 hours. Wow. That's amazing. So David says, eat prickly lettuce. I'm not sure what it's for. The pokeweed is tradition food in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all said, yeah, it looks like chickweed. Hey, Nair. Oh, what is this? Poke Sally, yes, here. Just like I said that it's too controversial. We have the Poke Salé or Salad festival in our town every year. Poke or poke? Well, I guess it would be poke. I don't know. And why do you say to eat prickly lettuce, says my Renaissance grandma and Maureen. Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, you can't just tell us to look into it. It's beneficial. You need to actually tell us why. Why? Yes. Yeah. I'm, I love making sourdough every week. So, humans grow wild yeast in hair. Oh, it induces sleep. Okay. Prickly lettuce. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And pain relief.
Is prickly lettuce, though, another common name for wild lettuce by chance? Because wild lettuce can do that too. Because it's known for pain relief and mellowing you out. So I'm wondering. That's the problem with common names. That's why when I saw it, ours was like Florida. It has the end as Florida. I'm like, I don't know if the original on my packages that I bought say that. So I don't know. I wish I could speak Latin, and then I could be like, "Is that the la 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 eh?" Because they loved it.
Right.
That's the tricky bit.
Yes, I agree. And Glenn, I'm going to do sourdough after I lose about 22 pounds because I'll put probably 10 back on with eating bread.
Well, no, actually,
you got to try it.
Your body will be in better alignment. And, of
course,
and so then it would be one of those things where, you're probably going to digest it properly.
Yes, because it's not, all GMO and stuff. And it has that sourdough, like you said, probiotic effect.
So you had a yeast infection with your wine you were making. Your wine got a yeast infection. Okay. That's
he's a wild man tonight.
Had wine tonight.
Possibly. That's why he was talking about bidets when he came in, and I thought he was a troll.
No, but we just recently learned about toilet paper. Makes me want to actually get a bidet.
Yeah, I bet. The bleaching of it and such, you mean? Down there? Like what it can do to our...
Not the bleaching, it's the... You explain it, Marissa.
Chemicals. The amount of chemicals and the area that you're using it on, of course, is highly vulnerable and also mucosal area. So it pulls
things out.
Mhm. So,
Mhm.
good things all around.
Yeah, well, you don't have to tell like women in perimenopause and menopause that they know because they're like, okay, that didn't bother me before. Why does that bother me now? That makes sense
Mhm.
because we don't have much to pull. Okay, here it is. Yes, prickly wild lettuce. Ta-da! So it does have the similar common name, but this is Latuca soriola. But now I'm going to get the Florida one, and then I have the wild lettuce. This is Barossa. Just they call that one wild lettuce.
They look like
They look
uh,
similar, but this one's got more. Like, see, the leaving is much different.
Oh yeah, that actually
And
looks
then
like.
this one reminds me the way it's growing just reminds me a bit of what grandma is drinking. The one for congestion.
Mullen.
Mullen. That's even my old last name. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. Forgive me.
um
Pardon me.
it looks like what's that one lettuce that Emily always likes to buy? Arugula. It has the shape of
Yeah, it
arugula.
does look a little bit like arugula. I agree.
But that second one, Marissa, that was more in the center and coming out, that looks like something that grows here.
Mhm. It
Probably
did,
do
yeah.
have it. These are the northern, I believe, varieties. So
That looks like something we've seen.
yeah, and this kind of
Oh.
looks like the one Glenn just showed me, I think. So I'm gonna have to go out and look in my own yard and see if there's any. So cool, very cool. And I do have my little purslane right here. I was getting my herbs ready. My little tiny purslane, but look at all of them. That's why they get everywhere. They're very seedy.
You are not dyeing your baby chickens green tomorrow.
Shane!
Okay, somebody might be sipping a little bit.
Little sauce. Somebody's trying some sauce.
Yeah. Shane, I just got my Buff Orpingtons today. So there's 6 little babies in the room. They're so sweet and so docile, quite lovely. Amazon has 25 herb seeds with the prickly lettuce. You're growing wild arugula. Well, I know it's St. Patrick's Day, but you don't go and dye your poor little chickens green. It's probably not good for their feathers.
See, David, it is confusing. Like I said, those common names are confusing. But the wild lettuce does mellow you out. It also helps with pain. So that's a prickly wild lettuce. So I don't know. Just saying. I got hyssop and borage, but I have or borage. I don't know when to plant them. Is the only thing down here. Aren't they pretty? What's
They're
his name?
so lovely.
And then you've got hyssop too. Nice.
Nice.
But I don't have that first one you mentioned in the beginning, yarrow. I don't have that. I need to get yarrow.
That's a very good one too. And if you can get the pink ones, they tend to have a little bit more concentration of the medicinal properties.
Okay, pink variety. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Trying to see what I do have already. I have valerian, chamomile, and this is the mullein. This was from So True Seeds. This one was really good germination. And then I have this, but it did not germinate. It's the toothache plant. I cannot say the correct name of it. As she said. Spilanthes. There we go. Spilanthes. But it didn't take off. Have you gotten to do that? The buzz blooms? Or it just numbs your mouth? I so want to just try it.
We've used, or rather I've used cloves in the past for that.
Yeah,
and
that
really liked that. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
The chicken babies he's using food color safe dyes, so that's okay. I may have to figure out what to do with all these eggs.
Okay.
Usually buy straight run chicks, but bought all hens this year. Nice. Hyssop. I think I might have bought some seeds for hyssop. Oh, it's for the grandbabies. I don't make the rules. Yeah. Okay. Yarrow is hard to keep alive in the heat. So we don't get as hot as what you guys do. So
that's
my
all.
yarrows.
Yeah, a lot of them. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Your yarrow's doing well.
Yeah, it's been fine.
Yeah.
So, and again, I just have it in a pot because I think it's another one that just will take over, right?
It
So,
will, but it's been doing well in the pot for right now. And once we can plant it, then great.
Okay, this is just weird lighting, but I'll leave it on for,
Mama,
Mom Washington. Mama Washington.
get all the colors of yarrow. He says he's got white.
Mhm.
I think I've got pink and white.
You've
I
got
don't think I
pink and
did.
white. Yeah.
I don't think I did the yellow.
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, y'all feel free to come and forage in my yard. Yeah, because
I
you've
know.
got a ton of a ton of a ton. What state are you
Oh,
in?
wow. Cool.
Awesome.
I need to do that.
St. John's wort took over my bed with chamomile and agastache.
Agastache. It's a hard one.
Agastache.
Yeah.
Bushcrafter, what are you doing with your St. John's?
That one gives me heart palpitations after a while. I don't know why. It works for a little bit. I feel fantastic. And then it's like I just don't anymore all of a sudden.
So do you think maybe you need to lower your dose?
Probably. It was a supplement. It wasn't, from the
Right.
garden too.
Yeah.
No,
So
but that's where you go. Well, like if it's capsule, it
Nice,
doesn't work.
Glenn.
But if it's a pill, then it's like cut it in half, or to give
or
yourself
even
less.
tea. Can you make it into a tea, Marissa, with St. John's
Yes,
wort?
you
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally
it
would
is.
do a half if they're usually capsules though. So
Yeah. But you could just,
I guess dump out half. I don't know.
Yeah. Georgia's too far away for me to, make my way over there. So have a good night. How to garden. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. You came in at just the right time. That wild lettuce. Woohoo! I'm excited.
Yeah. That is the thing. It's like with herbs and that they do take over. So Tien says he tinctures and he glycerites it.
Good. Yeah. Awesome. If you have a chance to, you can do a calendula St. John wort oil for a salve, and it's bright red. It's so cool and so good for
Oh,
the
neat.
body.
What was
But
that
St. John's wort.
And which one with it? You said two?
calendula.
Oh, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mhm.
calendula.
Really Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to slip away and use the loo because I drank all my tea, and I'll leave the two of you to chat.
Okay.
Thanks.
I won't harm her. I promise, Mama. I
It's
won't
great.
ask
I'm
you
the
too
heavy
many
anyways.
questions. I know. I won't ask you too many questions.
Oh, that's okay.
What was your first tincture and why did you
Mhm.
make it? And was it like, were you happy with it or did you have to adjust it?
Yeah. First tincture was hawthorn berry that I did. I chose it because I wanted something that was really good for the heart and works as a vasodilator. And I really feel like in learning just tidbits about traditional Chinese medicine,
Yeah.
that although all of our organs have different functions and whatnot, the heart is known to be the king of all of your organs.
Of course.
So I thought it would be prudent to work on it. Mom's actually handing it to me here, and I still have it in its Everclear. So
okay.
I have it here, and the only thing that I would do differently, there she is. The only thing that I would do differently is that I've heard that it actually is far better to obtain the leaf, some of the bark, as well as the berry, and mix all three of them together. It just proves to be a stronger tincture. But otherwise, I like it. I'm happy with it, and I've let it sit for now. We're going on 2 months.
Feel a difference in your circulation from it?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was
Definitely
having
something.
circulation issues too. Like,
Mm.
what your mama and I were saying. Like, I sit cross-legged here like I'm 15, which I'm not anymore, of course. So I go to get up and
Yeah.
it's not pleasant for a minute. But
No.
yeah, and even just exercising, I'm noticing, I noticed the difference. Like, because like your mom and I both have the autoimmune, and from sitting, you get like you're stagnant. So then that circulation has to pick up again. She sure did, Shane. I would click on things, but I can't. I don't have that. Yeah, she's got the clicker to click on stuff that people saying. Tien, I can't believe you've been doing herbs since you were 15.
Wow.
Yeah, Tien Bushcrafter is just that. He's out in the country, like on 100-acre wood or more, because then he has more woods that surround the 100 acres, and he's kind of grown up like that. So when people are like, "Oh, you're a prepper," it's like, no, this is just my life. Like I don't.
Yeah.
This is how we live.
That's incredible.
Old was say over 3 decades. I know, right, Tien? Like 3 decades ago. That's like going back to high school and being like, it's been that long.
I'm just ahead of 3 decades old.
She's still a youngin'. Storms, radios, and cats. Yes, stand up and everything crackles and it isn't quite ready to move. Quite ready to move just yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The heart is like a valve. Yeah, it has quite a few, I think. It has 3 or 4 valves, I think, the in and out. You got your aorta and then you have your chambers. So you got it kind of,
Yeah. So
I don't know how many like valves we have actually. I'm not sure. But I know we have them. You're right, David Corey.
Yeah.
Good point.
Gotta have the valves.
Yeah. Well, that's like poor people who it's like, oh, we don't know how they died. They died in their sleep. And then you hear, oh, they had, medication they were taking. And usually, sadly, what's mixed in there is a muscle relaxer. And your heart's a muscle and you relaxed your heart to death. So it's sad because some people will wake up, think, oh, I didn't take that. I'm still awake. I'm still whatever worked up. And they'll take a double dose and sadly pass away. So the natural methods are way safer compared to, doing yourself in that way.
Well, all of the constituents are there. So things like if we look at aspirin, so aspirin actually is the single derivative in it is actually from the white willow tree. Yeah. If we were to take white willow, we're not going to have the same problems that aspirin can actually cause later on if you're constantly.
I can't even take aspirin anymore. It eats my stomach. So would white willow be maybe okay for me because it's so much more mild?
So it's one of those ones.
Oh, Miss Sharon said yes. Microdosing herbs seems to work better for her. The thing is, too, is continuing to take it because it's just like nutrition. You have to continue on when it's an herb for a certain time for your body to kind of use it, right? And assimilate it into your body and all those little cells.
Sometimes it feels slower because we're used to with allopathic medicine of I have to feel better now. And yes, it is important to feel good because that helps with compliance of taking things. But sometimes it is going to be that 90-day stretch of you just pushing and pushing and pushing with those small little doses and the incremental, and then seeing that actual change and healing and restoration. So.
Yeah, like not to give up on it. You've got to give it time to work and everything. So we're down to Shawnee. We were just talking about Miss Sharon microdosing. We're on Shawnee's next.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was saying though. And thank you, Shane. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. And for, watching them and commenting. I do appreciate that. Very kind of you.
Okay, so it's that's like microdosing, I guess, Shawnee, like what Miss Sharon had just put there, like you're taking it throughout the day or.
Yes, with herbal remedies, with this one, I notice herbal remedies, you take them more frequently. Yes. Years ago, I got into Young Living oils. And so I love Thieves and I love RC. And those are really great for chest, and RC is respiratory and congestion. And, because we are in this society where you go, oh, you take your, cold and sinus tablet in the morning and then one at night, some of them it's a little sooner. So then that's what you do. You go, okay, I'll take my Thieves and my RC, put it on my face, my chest. And you think, I'm not getting better. With my two sons, they were both really, really sick, probably in that point where it's like, hey, we should go and get some fake antibiotics. And what I did is I said, you know what? I said, let's experiment. I'm gonna put these on you every hour. Set a timer on my watch, and as soon as the hour was up, come and rub the chest, the back, on the face, and then the next hour. And it was like within the part of the day, it was like they actually started to get better. So they had something that was more, more acute. So we needed to, kind of hit it hard and fast. And it was like they got better, which was, it was like, okay, so that's my understanding too. It's like, depending, it's like, if it is just something that you're trying, you take it, 2, 4, and you go, no, not getting better, do 6. Then when you, and then bring it back down. So it's like you have to pay attention to what are your symptoms? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling worse?
So. I call that the therapeutic dosage. And actually, I have a funny story with therapeutic dosage. So I had tried a medicinal mushroom. So they had cordyceps, turkey tail, reishi, lion's mane, and chaga all mixed together in a single tincture. And of course, you can take a couple of drops and everything like that. But the therapeutic dosage was actually around, I think, 4.5 mils. I don't know what that would be, like a teaspoon, maybe. Yeah, maybe a teaspoon. About a teaspoon.
5 mils is a teaspoon.
Yeah, so about a teaspoon. And so you're supposed to do it 3 times a day. So I took it, and all of a sudden I was like, what is this like? Like, there is sun out, everything is great. I took another one, and then I was like, I need to hug people. I'm at work, and I'm like, no, I'm not. This is medicinal. This isn't like weird mushroom. This is medicinal.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be feeling this way. And so I went up to one of my coworkers. I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm not actually on anything. I promise this isn't a drug, but I just need a hug. Can I have a hug? And she's like, okay. Yeah, sure. And gets up and hugs me. And for the rest of the day, I was just like, oh my gosh, everything is wonderful. This life is amazing. How can it be better than this? But I realized that I would probably go through an entire bottle in 4 days at $20. And so it's like, I can't stay happy huggy at $20.
Put that in the private chat, what that is, because I need like a big bottle of that. My husband would be so happy to.
You'd like buy cases of it.
Yeah,
so
it was wonderful.
Is there something to help with bladder control?
Yes, there are things that can help with the constriction of bladder control. I don't have anything made right now or fully researched because I do need to double check about things you're perhaps taking. But yes, there are things that do help with that bladder control.
So you can chat with Grandma about that. Yeah, I do have POTS, but it's going to cost me an arm and a leg and a kidney to send them down to you, David. I'd give you
you gotta come get them.
Drive up. Yeah. I'll meet you at the border, and we'll do the trade. So yeah.
You need like one of those pulley systems from across from the island to the mainland, so you don't have to bother with that whole boat process. Just put a bucket.
Yeah. Yes, yarrow was actually milleflora. So they would chew it in their mouths and then they would stick it onto the wound. Another one of those ones that arrest bleeding is cayenne. If you were to actually have some blood and whatnot, throw cayenne on top of that. It's also great for heart attacks, to stop a heart attack.
Wow.
So a lot of herbalists now, and a lot of people who are into natural living will have a small vial of cayenne pepper with them, and you just shoot that thing back if you are someone who's prone to it or have had one.
Or starting to have a stroke or things like that, I think is also. Yeah. So Shawnee asks, what are your goals for when you get your master's? It sounds like you have a caseload of clients you're helping. Where are you taking this knowledge, and what would you like to achieve? Open a store? Yes.
So when I get my master's, I'd also like to be doing some clinical study because I would like to open my own clinic. My caseload is light right now. It's just on a come see me basis, which I really like. The tricky bit for me, however, is that the Canadian government is pulling a lot of
shit right now and causing a lot of issues, and trying to force people out of this. This as a vocation. It's not going to stop me. And I've been able to do things legally, and I will continue to always do things legally, and whatnot. But the hope is a clinic. And if I can't open up a clinic for right now, it'll be producing products and definitely taking clients one-on-one, because I really feel like, sure, I can have a sleep tea for this, and I can have maybe a vulnerary for this, but everyone's needs are so different, and it takes no time at all to sit and chat and actually find what I need to do for each person.
What about, I don't know how Canada's laws are on it, but we down here in America do not regulate spas as closely. If you put it under a spa with some estheticians in there and just basically are selling teas and things like that. Yeah.
There's that.
You know,
there's a couple of avenues that are like that. That seem great. So, but I also, I will say that for myself, because of, and I'm not afraid of it, because of my faith and whatnot, I'm very careful with who I align myself with. And so I want to make sure that I am reaching everyone, but that it's known this isn't in dark arts or anything that has spells behind it. It's chemistry and knowledge and energetics. So, thank you, David. That's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh, TN says it's the same thing here. It's basically, just a piece of paper.
Exactly. It's the same. It's the same up here, but doesn't matter to me. That paper lets other people feel safe. The government doesn't have to recognize that. So,
exactly. Hey, Dee, what's up? Good to see you. Dee the Muck Girl Gardener. Let me come over and say hi.
I've muted myself and couldn't
I was
talk.
wondering what was going on. You're being so quiet. I'm over on my page, so I didn't see it. Oops.
Yeah. Well, we, because both Merissa and I, our microphones are bleeding in a little bit into each other. So I mute myself just so that it's like, I don't know if it's ringing twice for people or if it's just me hearing her twice. So, and that, oh, GT, I knew you were driving. I'm glad you're still here. That's good. But, yeah, it's really sad that you go, the processed medications have only been around for about 100 years, and they're going, hey, we can't recognize the thing that has kept humans alive forever and ever and ever. Amen. We're going to use this,
derivative that has been pulled from all of the herbal medication, because they see this thing as the active ingredient. They pull the active ingredient and they only use that, but they don't realize that the picture as a whole, if you're using the entire constituent, all the polyphenols and everything like that, that is actually what's causing the cleaning.
So Shawnee wants to know, will you be getting to the place where you can do blood panels on clients to get a baseline?
As an herbalist in Canada, I will not be. However, I can ask for you to get a requisition from a doctor, and then I can work with you to understand it.
If there's a doctor over a spa, and they I'm just saying they've done
not
that.
A doctor, but I play, but I play one on YouTube.
I'm just saying. No, they do that here with functional medicine. Is we were seeing a PA. She wasn't a full-fledged MD, and she would have a doctor on staff, and so her and the doctor would work together, and then they would do, she would have her sign off on the things that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And they have them in spas too, because the doctors will perform injections and things like that some people want.
Right.
So you can have, both. Just keeping, it's usually, aging. It's under the anti-aging, and you can get all the other good stuff in there. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That's
there.
right. Yeah. It's all about money.
Yeah.
That's
So
definitely what's
lymphedema,
going on.
any herbs that I can research for homeopathic use.
Ooh, yeah. In a second.
Body balance. I've got to write that down too.
Mhm.
I
This is
forgot
my
to bring my
favorite
notepad.
one. Okay.
I wrote down what you took too, Diva, that Femi herb. Is it still around, you think?
No, they don't make it anymore, but Merissa does have the
tea.
recipe in her books. So
Mhm.
yeah. You know, since we
Okay.
know you can't, we just talk over a little tea, right? Just
Mhm,
hey, why don't
just
you come over?
tea.
We'll have some
Exactly.
sleep tea, some hormone balancing
Right.
tea.
That's what we're having.
Mhm,
Oh yeah, you could have a
mhm.
tea house.
Exactly.
We'll serve
One
little
second.
sandwiches, little sourdough sandwiches. Will you do
Yes.
themed lives for herbs? Let's build a first aid kit, a kitchen remedies. Oh,
Yes, it's so good, Shawnee.
right. After you also do the food gap little seminar, that's what I want you to do,
Right.
Shawnee. So, Marissa, would you be interested in doing that? Of coming up
Oh,
with
definitely.
a list
100%.
of, you'll do that. You'll come and do this again with us.
Yes,
That
I
would
can
be very
definitely
cool.
do that. And I'm just going back to the lymphedema.
Yep.
So one of the first, one of the first ones that comes up is red clover. That's that one that I want my whole lawn to be, because it's really, really good at moving the lymphatic system as a whole. And then it also shows burdock root, echinacea, and alder and red root. So it has quite the list with a lot of these pictures for this one. I've not worked yet with lymphedema, but I have worked with lymph. And then again, the chickweed and the cleavers are going to be really great for that as well.
Do you want to type those in again? Just type them into the chat, Marissa. What those different herbs were?
On the private.
No, on the regular chat. No, regular chat. No, actually, David, you don't need an appointment. You actually make a reservation for your time to come for tea and sandwiches. Don't need an appointment. It's reservations only. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mama,
my
I'm
mom says
only
yes.
in-
You're only no. If you go, you should be able to do comments.
She
Click the
can't
top
do
one.
it on StreamYard, but she could do it on your page. You have to go into your mama's
Okay.
YouTube page
Oh, okay. Why
Yeah.
can't she chat in
because she
here?
didn't open her page with us.
Mhm.
She didn't go up and tag and open her own
She
page.
doesn't have a YouTube channel. Like, shouldn't she just be able to chat?
No, no.
1 second. I'll be there
Only,
in a second.
yeah, it changed. It even changed mine once I opened. When I clicked it, it came over to the South Florida Sunshine. Before it was my other email for some reason, so it was the other account I don't use.
Right. I love when walk-ins when they come to door and open their big case when she was a kid.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You should be able down at the bottom. It doesn't say post a comment. Did you have it on comments, or do you just have it on private chat? Maybe that's what's going on.
You want to have it on comments at the top right hand.
Yeah. Right hand side. It says private chat comments. You click on comments on the top.
And then you can put a comment in the bottom.
And go all the way down at the bottom. And you can put a comment.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
Yep. I just realized you were right. Sorry about that, Marie.
Because she's in here, she should be able to.
I figured out she must have private on.
I'll post it up. Yeah.
I need some pain relieving stuff. That's one thing we didn't talk about was arnica. About arnica. We'll get to that after you're done. Like what if you need anything with it.
So did you post it there, Marissa, in that?
I'm trying to get this.
Yes, it's easier to talk harder.
It's okay. Mrs. Washington knows best. The Petrocarbo rocks.
Me too, Dee. I've been taking them.
Has to be a subscriber. She is a subscriber. She's my kid. Dagnabbit. She better be a subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not
Many-
letting me. So I'm just going to do this, Mom, and then I'll just have you pull it over.
Okay.
So all of those are the ones that are written out,
Copy.
just to keep it. Mhm.
Thanks.
So this is the lymph stuff. And when it comes to pain, are we talking internal pain or external pain?
Might be pain from the the edema of it. Lymphedema is edema pushing out.
Mhm.
Possibly D. Is that what it is? The too much water and it's pushing it out against your everything, your skin and everything. That would hurt.
See, I would just love to grow everything or most things that that Marissa's needing. Like I would love to just be able to go, we've got, big rows of everything, but I think it would be, there's the cross pollination and things like that. That would be a difficult. Dandelion for liver. That's good.
Yeah, dandelion's one of my favorite. Burdock also for liver. For pain, it depends on the kind of pain, but a lot of research has been going into kava or kava. That's really, really great for pain in the entire body. I used to drink it ceremonially and didn't realize the sedation effect that it had. But I've always woken up from drinking kava after a 4-hour sleep and feeling like I slept for 16. So,
why are we not drinking kava every night?
Yeah, you could use some kava. I think what shoot. The side effects of kava they were worried about for a little while. I forget which organs.
Liver, it was a lie.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So
Lie.
so they were saying that there was toxicity with the liver, and after a ton of research and whatnot, there was like an adulteration that had caused an issue, and the person already had a propensity for it because it was one single person. And so then now they're just have really harsh regulation on it. So you can get like kava in a powder form or a tincture. It is more expensive.
Okay.
But the kava tincture is definitely worth it overall. And then pain, a lot of pain has to do with inflammation. And it could be heat inflammation, cold inflammation. It could be excess water and everything like that. So it's figuring out how to either drop the inflammation or just cause like the lymphatic system moving. So tart cherry juice, ginger, cinnamon, bromelain.
Oh, I love cinnamon. Bromelain. Yeah, bromelain from pineapple.
So like making a tapache from pineapple skins and the pineapple center with cinnamon and having it as a probiotic, as a bubbly, is a pain reliever.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, she's made that. Yes, Shane, wild lettuce is good for pain.
Yes,
and I agree, Tien, that, it's like I wouldn't have a controlled environment to grow everything that she needs. And Dee the Muck Gardener says it's her left leg from chemo. And DVT says her doctor.
What do you have? Are you doing anything to remove the chemo from your body and everything afterwards? Like, are you doing anything that's nutritive to your body? Yeah,
that would
be like Epsom soaks and stuff. Like, give her an idea of what you mean in case she doesn't.
So you want to, when you're doing chemo, you definitely want to support the body as much as possible because it's going through and killing a lot of things that it needs to. No, it's not Bushcrafter. I have a hookup. Shush. And so you want to have something that is soothing to the gut, but also soothing to the system. So things like licorice root, again, ginger, cinnamon, nettles. You want nutritive when you're doing chemo. And then post chemo, you want to be flushing things out of your body. So again, the cleavers, the red clover, the chickweed, all the ones that we keep bringing up, they're going to have multi-uses, and they know what to do inside of your body to assist you into that place of balance. So that's why we keep using the same herbs over and over, because otherwise I'd be sitting here going crazy.
Oh no, the chemo is an immune suppressant for a neurological condition.
Totally different thing. Yeah, totally different thing then. That I don't have knowledge on just yet, so that's not where I am.
Yeah. But the chemo is still doing the same thing in your body. It's still a chemical cocktail, and once it does its job, you might as well cleanse out all the other stuff that maybe your body's having a hard time getting rid of.
Yeah. So we have a lot of Pacific Islanders from Fiji and Samoa, and so it's yeah. So it's the Chiefs bring it in, and you know.
Oh, lovely.
Or the rugby teams.
Yeah, she just was.
Hope I don't see those on National Geographic now, like they're smugglers or anything. Those shows. Well, we found out because we were watching. Just kidding. Wow.
Yeah, so holistic cancer care is good to read about to help the body. That is a good idea. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Shani. Yeah. So for those red clover, white clover people, which has more medicinal properties, the red or the white?
Red for me personally, but that's what I like.
Yeah, she is a keeper. That's why I keep her around.
Total keeper.
Oh, so since 2011.
Wow.
So yeah, are you giving yourself like self-care then, 2D? Like, are you? Because that's what you need if you've been rocking that since 2011. It's a lot of chemicals going in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then to try to get them back out.
It's possible, though. God made us well. He made us well.
Yeah, the body is designed to try to heal itself. So giving it the things to help heal itself is a good thing. So red or purple. So red. Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly it. Beautiful.
My great-grandmother would make her own root beer. That was amazing. But I don't know, was it sarsaparilla root?
Sarsaparilla?
Yeah, I did a liver tea that tasted like root beer. And
it had a little bit of a flavor in sort of that tasted like root beer, but in the beginning, the middle was like root beer. But
the middle had a different finish at the end.
Really good.
Did it have any licorice in it? Because those are the ones like where they're like, oh, throat. See, I can't. I know it's so good for us, but it's like that's another one that's like stevia for me.
Good job, Dee.
Sassafras and sarsaparilla root.
Good, Dee.
Say that fast. Sassafras and sarsaparilla.
Sassafras and sarsaparilla root. Yes. Need some of those. Do you use those bottles, God's Desire for me? I can't remember the name of them that have that little, breaking up. The bottles that have the little top and the metal part that they snap on.
They're pop-pops.
Pop tops? Pop bottles? Do you use those?
Sassafras. Yeah, I know my one daughter.
Ding dong thing again. Sorry, that's my dad's word. I grew up with ding dong, so forgive me, guys. I don't really mean anything crass.
Yeah, your body is a self-healer.
Makes
especially
sense.
if you're giving it the things that it needs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, swing top. That's the other one.
Swing top.
And yes.
Yep. That might have been what I was thinking. Swing tops. I love those bottles. I think I actually don't have any anymore though.
Oh, it's not a conversation for me. It was a conversation between the two of you. Tigsy. One other thing I wanted you to talk about, Marissa, that was another little fascinating thing, was the stomach and the brain.
Mm. Gut brain
On,
axis. Yes.
Mhm.
on
Speak.
how
Mhm.
here's where it started.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we know that when an embryo is, or well, an egg's fertilized and the embryo starts, the initial states, your gut and your brain are actually connected to one another
Mhm.
until the cells divide and then they start to go and separate. So we need to,
Something
we
fell
need
and I don't know what. Sorry. Didn't mean to make.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So a lot of things like uh, some forms of ADHD, some forms of depression, some forms of mental things that we're carrying all actually have to do with our gut. And so by working on your gut, getting rid of leaky gut,
Yes.
working on actually retaining nutrition and things like that can actually alleviate a lot of the things that are chemically imbalanced and hormonally imbalanced that are going on within the body. And so it was a really amazing thing to learn that. And so then I do focus on my gut. So there's times where I might have a headache or something like that. I am going for the peppermint. I'm staying far away personally from Tylenol because of the fact that it will actually wreck my gut biome so much that I need to restart kind of triggering and making sure that I'm having the right nutrition. And that's the thing that I felt heavy on myself. And so those are the things that I do in my life. And yes, David, turmeric is only activated with black pepper or pepper in general. Capsicum works.
Yeah. Yeah. And your fermented drinks, that's a great thing to do, to add in that probiotic and to help heal the gut biome, because we don't eat enough. You're eating a mixture of things and your digestive system doesn't even know what to do with it. And all the things like, the processed foods, we're killing off the good gut bacteria, you know. So
And
it's
things like bone broth are really good, and bitters. So if you find something that's bitter, like grapefruit or just bitter herbs or things like
Oh,
that,
okay.
ingesting bitters is highly, highly good for your digestion at all types.
Bitter is better. Yeah, there's a doctor that says that bitter is better in your diet.
So the question is, what type of herbal regime would be good for an 8-month post-chemo patient, and for how long? So I don't know that you can say for the how long, but again, that same thing that that golden seal echinacea astragalus, that mixture, or is it, no,
Yeah,
that's for the lymph. That's for more for the lymphedema, right? Sorry about that.
But with chemo, you would start with nutritive. So you would do things that have high mineral to them. So the red clover, the nettles, all of those things that are bringing that nutrition into the body. And then again, once you're in a state where you're feeling like you've kind of a balance and whatnot, then it's time to work on your hepatics, so your blood system, and your liver, especially your kidneys and your pancreas, by doing some like small flush. So burdock root, dandelion root, cleavers, and again, the chickweed, red clover still in there, cinnamon. You're using it to push those things out of your body and get rid of them. Parsley and cilantro, and you just keep doing it. And it could take something like, depending on your system and how much you're dealing with, it could take something as 90 days. It could be 3 years, but it's a slow go once you've finished chemo to make sure that you're supporting yourself through the whole thing and not just crashing your system again.
Yeah.
Oh, so Shawnee goes, holistic cancer care, an herbal approach to reducing cancer risk, helping patients thrive during treatment and minimalizing reoccurrence, does have a breakdown of what to take and how much. And actually, in regards to the cancer, like if you are, I do believe it was with the chemotherapy, because my son-in-law, so he has benign tumors. So it's a brain cancer, but they're in the optic. So he went blind in his late teens. And, he's done a lot of research, and he said that when people are doing chemotherapy, there was a doctor who had come up with this way, and I think it's been
Mm.
around for 20 or 40 years. It was
Mhm.
something ridiculous, and they don't use it, and it's like you actually should fast before you go in for your chemotherapy, because your
Mhm.
reaction will be way different. And it's like that is another thing, it's letting the body do its thing to
Mhm.
prepare for
Yeah.
the toxins that you're going to be putting in it.
Yeah,
So
when we did the cancer module for me, they
Yep.
said one of the hardest things as a herbalist is treating cancer, because a lot of times people get to the end of themselves and they just want to do whatever allopathic is needed and necessary.
Yeah.
And so then it's hard for an herbalist to come in at the very last stages of life. So often we're told to just support. But
Yeah.
there's also a book on mistletoe. Mistletoe is really great for cancer. And then the powder arco that we talked about before,
Yeah.
soursop, and holy basil as well. So there's lots of those things out there. I'm not necessarily going to be affluent and knowledgeable about it. It isn't an area of expertise for me. I'm actually hormonal balance, liver, heart, and lymphatic system tend to be where I live, but that's
Yeah.
because it's what is around me that's the most. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, no, we're not doctors. We just play one
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
We're just
clarification.
entertainment. We're just entertainment.
Just
Yeah.
entertaining doctors. That's what we are.
Educating,
Yeah.
for educating entertainment.
Yeah, I got my certificate through YouTube school in
Yeah.
the YouTube streets.
Yeah.
So the chemo
Books
is
and
2
YouTube.
infusions every 6 months. So
Okay.
then you want to be doing things to
Yeah.
support beforehand,
Mhm.
and then also to support afterwards. So things to so
Yeah,
um
ESOC's been around for a long time. God's
I've
deserved.
never heard that one.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one either.
I don't know what is
Mhm.
that what it's made of? What is ESOC tea? Is it a
Mhm.
mixture like that they came up with?
Yeah, there is a mixture for it, but there is a specific plant that's the part of the Essiac tea,
Essiac.
and you can actually it's open forum, so you can pull it from anywhere and make it, and it's quite good for you. So
I didn't do that. That didn't happen.
Yeah, just
Someone threw my
just look-
phone at me out of the corner and I missed it. That's all.
I went to grab it.
I just it's because I have cream on my hands. Pardon me.
Oh,
I threw it completely across the room. Hold on one moment, please. Be-do-do-do.
okay. So Shawnee asked, so give us your gut health tips, like day in the life, week, every day. Try to. So yeah, you can. Okay, go ahead. Why am I trying to
go
say?
ahead. Go ahead.
No, my only thing is no. I would just be saying kimchi.
So when you wake up in the morning, of course, everyone is trying to grab for water, coffee, or anything like that. Water is a great one. Water with lemon is also really great. Eating protein within the first 90 minutes of you getting up is great. Coffee after that. You should always have food in your stomach before you've had your coffee, if you are a coffee drinker. If you can move yourself to a tea, even better for you, because you can get some nutrition in there. Eating 5 small meals a day, as opposed to 3 set ones, is actually far better for your gut. Adding bone broth is often used instead of coffee, but having bone broth at least once a day is really great. Probiotics and prebiotics. So yes, kimchi is fantastic. And then you want to be eating your carbohydrates at your lunch meal, and complex ones, and then not having too many carbs when it's going to bed, and finishing food before 7. This is just loose because we live in lifestyles that don't support this all the time, and you've got family and things. So if you can just be adding small little bits to yourself and small things to remember, it's a lot better. But yeah, if you're wanting to fully heal your gut, then you need to take out all inflammatory foods. So you're looking at your refined sugar, Definitely your nightshades, much like what Carol's doing right now.
Elimination diet.
And then move yourself into something where you're eating whole protein, whole foods, and bringing back foods and seeing what triggers and what doesn't trigger.
Yep.
And unfortunately, with the gut, it is a long thing. It's not just a quick, short few weeks.
Very long.
You're looking at like at least 3 months to start working, because then the rest of your systems start to adjust and you'll see your hormones start to go and everything like that. But the basics are get some food in the morning and make sure that you are stopping your coffee the first thing, because that just flips everything on its head and creates more acid where it doesn't need to be happening.
Yeah, or you just don't drink coffee, Sorry for you coffee drinkers.
What? my ADHD needs coffee, or this will not happen the rest of the day. I can go. I have eliminated coffee, and actually, I feel a lot calmer when I'm off of it. So that's on its way. I'm going to order this tea. I found an organic tea. Hey, almost homesteading. And it's a chocolate one from Numi. It's an organic tea. So, that's what I'm heading there. Like, it's hard to get off the coffee, but the only thing I put in my coffee is D-ribose, and it's just black coffee with D-ribose. And D-ribose, I read, is supposed to counter any of the negative effects that your coffee might give you. Plus, it's a precursor to cellular health, or cellular energy for your mitochondria. And it seems to help with pain doing that. Like, it helps a bit with pain. There you go.
Boo, boo.
I know.
No coffee, that's it. I'm out of here. It's a lot of negativity.
You can have a coffee pouch right in there.
Yeah, I'm actually allergic to coffee, of all things, but I'm allergic to the mold for coffee. And so I can have very specific coffee if I'm going to have coffee, but otherwise it gives me severe anxiety. And the last time that I had just a standard coffee that I thought was going to be fine, because it's from a local small, whatever they call them, not a brewer, but a burner.
It's kind of brewery.
Yeah. I ended up having anxiety for 4 days. That was so bad. Ashwagandha was not hitting it, and I was doing 7,200 milligrams of ashwagandha. So I was having a therapeutic dosage.
Wow.
Well, it's a roaster. That's right. At a coffee roaster, right? Okay. Or a bistro. That would be,
I'm not a coffee person.
But so I can't drink coffee. I can't drink any caffeinated teas. Like, I can't have any caffeine whatsoever.
Okay.
So, and then because of my allergies to the fruits, a lot of berries and things like that, I can't do herbal teas. So I can do a peppermint tea or a lemon balm tea or a ginger tea, or we just actually, when we do have something coming on, it's like we go get some fresh ginger and turmeric, and we start, and fresh honey, and we just have a big pot of it, and we just keep adding to it, and you just come and take some, put your honey in it, and that just steeps on the
Wow,
stove.
it does the opposite to David Corey. Yeah, it used to do that to me. That could be a sign that you actually do have a little ADHD. Not that you do, David Corey, but because it's like a natural Adderall.
Smart bushcrafter. Mom, you can have herbal teas, you can't have fruit teas.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
but even
what I'm doing.
Some herbal teas are not the best either. So yeah, she does. That little girl mine rocks.
That totally makes sense, though, because that's a berry. Coffee is a berry too, but you can't have caffeine.
Yeah. No, I can't have caffeine. I did, like, in my early 20s, went, okay, now that I'm adult and I got a couple of kids, I should drink coffee. So I'd get coffee, and I'd okay, I have to put 6 tablespoons of sugar in it, and half of it is cream, and and I'm like, hi, I'm with all the church ladies, and we're all drinking our coffee, and it's like, I absolutely hate this. This is just disgusting. Why am I drinking it? Because I'm one of the church ladies, and
coffee, and at church, usually is pretty disgusting. You have to go to a better place than that for coffee, unless they have a coffee house at the church.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or you have a local guy that does the coffee that's really good. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is that a
Mm.
barista if it's a man?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
just the Spanish in it. It needs to be barista.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But, it has been, eye-opening
Mm,
with just some of the herbs and things that I've been growing over the years,
yeah.
and now how we are just, we go out and we just clip what we need and throw that in. And it's like a lot of the things that are in the garden, that's what goes into her fire cider is I'll be growing them. And
This has been
we do
great.
what we can to buy organic from the store, but if we can't, then Marissa does take the fruit, and same with when you make apple cider.
Mm,
um and what do you soak your apples in?
I start with baking soda to neutralize any sort of sprays that are on it. So I'll do baking soda with warmer water, then I do a hot water, and then I do a vinegar, and then I go back to the baking soda one last time. So it's a process.
yeah.
To clean them, but when she puts them in there after a couple of days, the skins are actually brown. So whatever they've sprayed on them to make them look red is not real. So
Mhm.
so she
Whoa.
also wants a live stream herbal remedy houseplants. So you're very welcome. I'm saying you're very welcome on behalf of my daughter, but
Yo,
oh.
Sunday backyard farmers in the house.
This is the first time that
Yeah.
I'm doing this, so
You're
please
doing
be
great.
nice.
Yeah, no, you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, she was, a little bit
Mhm.
nervous, and it's like, well, I don't know everything, and it's like, yeah, well, you've just filled your head with,
Mhm.
how many things and the things you do
Yeah.
know, and we talk about it, like, when we're with people, and like she's got an
Yeah.
amazing lung tea that she's been
Mhm.
making, and she adjusts it for the different people that she's making it for, and talk about your former coworker.
Yeah, so I worked with plumbers, and so they are around a lot of things. Even if they are using proper PEP and they're taking care of themselves, they're still going to be around toxic chemicals and things like that that they're going to be kind of breathing in. So one of the plumbers is a young guy who was, of course, using TikTok University, and he learned that. Your excess mucus that's sitting in your lungs is going to harbor those things, and that can actually lead to health problems. So he asked me for a tea that would clear some stuff out of his lungs. So I made up the tea, and he had like a couple sips of it while we were having a morning meeting. And at the end of the meeting, he was like, I'm breathing better. Like, I don't get this. I'm
Mhm.
breathing better. He did need to use the expectorant side of things, and he did have one big, large
Yeah.
thing that came out,
Oh,
but
wow.
otherwise he was breathing. So I gave it to another coworker who had COPD and was on 4 puffers,
Wow.
and she's now on 1.
That's amazing.
And then we just had a guy at my church who was having a cough. I heard him during church, and he was like, I need some tea. And so I made it for
Yeah.
him, and I took it over to his home, and he was starting to drink it. And before he was drinking it, while we were visiting, he would have a little bit of a coughing fit, a little bit
Right.
of coughing fit. So as he's
Yeah.
speaking, it's coughing fit, coughing fit, coughing fit.
Aw.
And so he drinks one sip of the tea. We're sitting there, we're just talking, and then he has another sip. And then he goes, I'm not bullshitting you. I would never bullshit a bullshitter, but this works. And I was like, so it's one of my favorite things so far.
Yeah, so that's where I just said, it's like there's so many respiratory things for people just because of, the pollutions that, especially if you're in more urban centers. And then I'd like her to come up with a sleep tea for those of us that don't sleep at night.
Don't know who would that be.
Oh,
Those
is it
of
the
us
two of
that
them?
Those of us that are usually chatting, into the wee small hours of the morning.
I'm getting in trouble with your daughter.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Marissa's med channel coming soon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron.
Do you have an Etsy set up yet for?
No, I do not. I cannot due
Oh.
to the issues that the
With-
government is causing.
With
I
old
can,
Canada.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can sell directly based on what you want. Ooh. What kind of constipation?
I missed that part. Constipation.
Oh, she's just,
What?
yeah, the
She's-
question is, how would you
how
treat?
would you try constipation?
I interrupted
Oh.
Marissa's train of thought with putting that up there.
Oh, yes. I'm over here with my eyes
Right.
and I missed that.
What kind of person wouldn't sleep at night? Those of us that don't sleep at night, put your hand up.
It's usually an artsy person is what I put. It's usually the creatives that do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, hi Anne. It's so good to see you up today. We're so
Oh,
tired.
because of the iron she takes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
that stuff's a bear. Yeah.
What are you supposed to take when you take iron?
Magnesium. Magnesium is usually the
Yeah.
if you're taking, but
And
I
you
mean,
take
what?
a higher amount of magnesium.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that can also then cause a loss of like nutrients and minerals. So
Right.
you have to have a little bit more of that.
Oh, TN
Yeah.
says
Mm.
psyllium
Oh, yeah,
plantain
psyllium.
seed crushed and made into tea.
Yep.
Mhm.
There
So
you
there's
go.
another one there. Mm-hmm.
And if you want something gentle, you can do like turmeric and lemon as well. Like that's super gentle.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, she was being sarcastic. I have silly sleep hours. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Me
And
too.
licorice.
Night sleeping is nice if you can.
Yeah,
And
if
the
you
only
can do
person-
it, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. My sister-in-law, when we're sleeping in the same room, we both, and she doesn't sleep either. And I do put on ocean sounds. But we both
Oh,
will
nice.
we sleep. Like if I do ocean sounds by myself, it's it's okay. But if I put my sister-in-law in the room, she's like a drug for me. And I'm like flat out. Like our first night in Mexico, we slept for 9 hours. And mind you, I've been up since, I think 3 or 4 a.m. But even on our very last night in Mexico, I slept for 9 hours.
Oh,
9
wonderful.
hours.
But that
And you go-
happens often with the two of you.
I know. And I said it's the same thing for her. She's got her husband and stuff like that, but it's like she doesn't sleep. But when she's in my presence, we both we should have a nap. So
Helps that you're
It's-
on vacation too. But that the ocean
Yeah.
air and
that's what you'd
The
think.
sun.
But last year when she was coming to help me, clean my office and do some work here. And so she's sleeping in my bed with me, and we were like zonked out. Like it was like you couldn't stay up past, we'd be talking and all of a sudden we're both flat out. So it's like something about her makes me sleepy. It's not that she's boring. She just makes me sleepy.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Well, I actually went to Mexico so that I could try to catch up on my sleep. That was my one thing when I said to her, I said, I can't wait. I'm going to get nights of sleep. So
It's a sleepcation. Yeah,
Oh,
blue
see?
butterfly pea. I have some of those seeds somewhere, David. I don't know where.
Ooh.
They're in the house somewhere.
Yeah, I'm a 4-hour, and then the bladder goes, time to go. Let's go pee.
Yeah,
Let's go to the loo.
it's about me.
So,
4 or 5.
This information was great. I'm about to pass out. We'll catch the rest later.
Oh,
Well, good night, darling. Thank you so
Good
much for coming in
night.
and,
Yeah,
and all your input.
I
We
have
really
you.
appreciate that. So that's awesome. Who else does who was growing butterfly pea? I saw somebody's video. Oh yeah, Deutera can make you sleep. I have that plant. in
That's
my
not a. That's the.
that's a hallucinogenic,
That's a
make you
scary
say.
one. That's not one that's fun.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
is
Yeah,
it like certain mushrooms?
worse. Yeah, a
Oh,
friend of ours who gave me my datura plant, he because it's like you don't, I think the little seeds, and he decided to do the seeds, and said he was actually quite frightened himself,
aw,
on just how
yeah,
deep the hole went for him for that.
yep, yep.
So,
I've
it's
heard
like
that too with the healing with hallucinogenics, that they're not telling people about those that do go the opposite way, where it's not a
yeah,
healing experience and it's very bad for them.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I heard of patchouli. That I went to art school, David. They always wore it. So, cover up
Everybody,
another
every
smell.
that's right.
Everybody,
Everybody wears patchouli.
yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yes. Welcome to art class. Oh, you wear patchouli too? Where'd you get yours? Mhm.
Yeah, I love the smell of patchouli. That is one of my faves.
Mine's
So,
frankincense. I love the smell of
I love
frankincense.
frankincense too, and
And Palo
peppermint.
Santo.
I
Mm.
haven't smelt that one yet. I
and
haven't.
I like
Missed
that.
out on it.
Oh, I forget what it is. It's got the one I have is Hawaiian, but it's not. Lemon balm and chamomile helps
Bergamot?
her sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, almost
Passion
home said, he says,
flower.
Marissa, what herbs should I grow this year to make the most amazing skin products?
Ooh.
Oh, oh yeah, because Janet, you weren't here. Um, I'm allergic to the sun, so I have, and it's just spots on my chest, my arms, and I think it will go up into my face, but the rash will be like a three-dimensional. It's so rough. And usually once I come home from vacation, it's about almost an entire month before I get rid of it. Marissa made me a little salve, and I put it on, and within 4 days, my skin was back to completely normal. Like it was just healed, it gone, which I said to her, I said, well, I wonder if it would have been good to pre-put it on, like, if I would have had it with me while I was uh, down in Mexico.
Mm. So for growing, depending on what you are doing, calendula is great for healing. St. John's wort also great for healing on the outside. Chickweed, if you can forage and everything like that, is again going to be great for like getting rid of itches and whatnot. But you've got your lavender, rose, thuja, which be careful with the thuja because it can be a little bit on the toxic side of things. Anything that has silica, so horsetail is really good for that. And then I'm just trying to think, because these are all external, but you also want to work on the internal of that glow. So I would also do nutritive. So again, bringing those nettles back into things, and echinacea is really good for the skin on the outside, and working through your liver system. So then that's going to be burdock, yellow dock, dandelion of all things.
Well, what was in the salve that you made? Because that one was more designed for
psoriasis and eczema.
psoriasis. Right.
Yeah,
It's more
so
designed for that.
yeah, so that one was equal parts of dandelion, plantain, and nettles. Nope, 1 second. Nettle. I said it earlier, and my brain is stopped for a second here.
And what was the one that you said to be cautious with?
Thuja.
Thuja.
Nettles, chickweed, and plantain, not dandelion root. So those three in equal parts. I mixed it with coconut oil specifically. And the reason why I chose coconut oil, I can never pronounce this word, but let's call it the humectant layer. So coconut oil has a hard time. Oh, that wasn't the word. Yeah. So coconut oil will sit.
Comedogenic? Is it
Yes,
the comedogenic?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
So the comedogenic level of coconut oil, unfortunately, is a thicker one that doesn't it can actually clog the pores, which
Thank
is
you. Yeah.
okay in eczema,
Yeah.
but not for
Mhm.
other things. And so
Yeah.
it works for rashes and everything like that. But if you want something that
No.
is lower, you're going to use your castor oil, olive oil's lower, jojoba, almond oil. Those are all lower ones. Communogenic. Thank you.
You're welcome. My daughter's an esthetician. See, maybe one day you could open a spa together.
Where people can make reservations to
Yeah.
have their teas.
That's right.
Sandalwood. Thank you, Adenir. That's sandalwood
Yeah.
is the one that is one of my. I love the smell of sandalwood.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know how to grow witch hazel.
I don't like the smell of it. I can't. There's when I use witch hazel, there's just something there that it's like I can't.
It's actually, if you want a book that has all the things, we've talked about it before, but Body and Balance has a beautiful, I don't know if I can get it right, but
like a graph.
Yeah, it has a really great graph of topical herbs and then what it works for, whether it be a bug bite.
Make her big, Maureen. Make her big so we can see
sorry.
it. Oh, that's okay. I just thought of it too.
Solo layout.
There we go.
Okay,
it's nice.
Again?
This is Body and Balance. So this is one of my favorite books. And so it has all of the different herbs here. And then what it will work for. So whether it be like a bug bite, poison ivy, dry skin, or if it's just healing. And then, of course, it shows that. And then what it works best for. Is it good in a cream? Is it good in a salve? Is it good in an oil? Can you mix it with alcohol? And so on and so forth. So kind of cool.
So I did put up the link for my Amazon associate so that I can get my 33 cents from if you purchase the book through Amazon.
I would like my face not to be the whole face, please.
That's how I feel when that happens to me. Same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So there is your Body and Balance.
It's incredible. It's a really easy book. It is beginner and intermediate friendly. Tons of information. Nettle plantain and oh no, today
did it again.
What?
That was chickweed.
Chickweed. Yeah, your thesis. So aloe is fantastic. I cannot keep an aloe plant for the life of me because when you do have something that's like you're just constantly taking off a piece. But years ago, I ended up with some sort of psoriasis on the bottom of my hand. And when the doctor looked at it, he said, you'll never get rid of it. You'll have it for the rest of your life. And it was just like, and it was super crazy, dry, itchy. Like, it was just like, I was always, because you can't really scratch it. So it's like, you just rub it on your shirt. And I was someplace and somebody said, try putting some aloe vera on it. Put some aloe vera on it. And it was gone within moments, basically.
Yeah.
So it is another one that's very good for skin.
Yeah.
Now, whether you can,
let me send you guys some chickweed. No.
We kind of need it.
3D print that.
Yeah.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah.
Got it all over. Come on over and get some. Goodness.
Oh, hey, Homestead Aquarius.
There's Homestead.
Thanks for coming in.
Homestead, you missed that. Merissa said that your cayenne is good for your heart. Just so you know that you can still carry that cayenne all around.
I sent you some cayenne. Indeed, I think you did say it.
That's right. He loved it. You did a video.
Said it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, we do natural toothpaste and deodorants. I'm not making them. Emily, my other daughter, she has made her own toothpaste. I think she's also done deodorants. But we use a deodorant by the company by the name of Humble. And it's just a deodorant. And then the toothpaste, I've used Young Living's Thieves toothpaste, and I'm on a different one right now.
I'm using an Ayurvedic one that has 23 different herbs, including things like black walnut and neem inside of it. Nice. I really like it. Licorice root as well in there. And I don't like licorice, but it doesn't taste like it. But it works very well. So, yeah. No, it's actually not toxic. Unless, like, let's say if you were growing the chickweed near a toxic chemical plant, and of course, then it's pulling everything in through its roots. But otherwise, one of the reasons why I love chickweed, other than the fact that you can find it anywhere in the world, is that it does not have any proclivities to toxicity.
Hmm. Yeah, you split your aloe about 2 to 3 times a year. I couldn't keep it alive, I think
Mine's
just because it
great.
kept ripping off or, cutting off more. And so then I'd go buy another plant and another plant, and I could never get it to grow because I think it's just like, it was like, stop taking my arm. So
Poor
Shelley says they
thing.
use castor oil in her husband's hand where
Yeah.
the accident sliced his palm. It helps.
Aw.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Castor oil is great. Love
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh,
are
I
so
was
lucky
getting the
you have so much.
deodorant. I didn't get the toothpaste. She wants to know the name of the Ayurvedic, the toothpaste.
Let me just look it up 1 second.
All right. And I'm bringing up the deodorant. I think it's just their website. I'm sure some of you know about them already, but Humble is the brand.
Yeah, I really like them.
Mhm.
Simple and true.
Okay.
I'm putting it in our special chat, the toothpaste that I use.
There we go.
Why don't you try to share it? Just try.
I tried earlier, Mama, and it wasn't working.
Mama.
So I'm not going
Here.
to.
Okay. Let me see. Oh,
Mhm.
oh, hold on. I gotta fix my computer. I hit a button. I know we need to like that pause music while we're doing something. Just give us a moment.
While you're on another. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a-
Aloe can be made into bitters, and it's one of those ones where you're like, just But we've also, like, Mom and I both have branched into, when we dyed our hair recently, we went for henna, and I use natural shampoo and conditioner, or more on the natural side. I've always been, it's very interesting. Growing up, I've always been someone who has kind of been wary of chemicals. With the exception of Cheese Whiz. I was a Cheese Whiz fanatic, and I know that it's so close to plastic. But I've always been very wary of chemicals right out the door as a child. And so I've always looked at getting cleaner products, but now I'm looking to move into natural products as well.
So I don't know, Garden Warrior, what kind of tea is this? I don't remember whereabouts that was at.
There.
What do you got here? Oh, there's
That's
the
toothpaste. Yeah, that's on iHerb had a really good price for us Americans. And then I want to find the spicy cinnamon because that sounds really good. Yummy. They're out of it on iHerb, but they have the fresh mint, mint-free, and minty licorice for $5.66 American. And then it says you get 20% off in your cart. So there you go. Nice plug for iHerb. You need to give some money to Diva in the Dirt.
Yeah.
You're always such a good promoter when people go, hey, I want your music. And and you can go and buy her music on her website over there.
Right.
You give her some money for her
work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're loving your
residuals
cayenne.
all go to me.
It's like Broke says, I'm not gonna put a garden in for free for nobody. When he was doing his MasterCard. I can't do a Broke, but I tried.
Good job. It was well done.
Cayenne and ice cream. I don't know
He
about
likes that.
I have had olive oil and black pepper with ice cream, and it was actually really tasty. So I could see the jump to try it.
You certainly can make your own toothpaste. You can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Renaissance Grandma, I think, are you still here? Do you make toothpaste? Oh, so it's 1 a.m. in Florida. It is.
It is. 'Tis 1 a.m. here.
Oh, yeah. So we did. Oh, yeah. So she did say, yes, she certainly does.
Wonderful.
Did we go over GT Juniors about wanting food? Where are you down there? Where are you on that?
No, I'm just
You're way up
so
above.
behind. Tried to make natural deodorant, and it was okay. Still need to perfect it. The one I have really
Oh,
works well,
Yeah.
but baking soda in it can irritate our skin, so gotta make
Yes.
some without.
Yeah,
Mhm.
have
her and I
you
talked
tried
about that.
have you tried arrowroot powder instead of the baking soda? I can't handle the baking soda, but
Yeah.
arrowroot works for me instead.
I think did I tell you that one, Janet? I think the arrowroot because I had that issue. I had those horrible rashes when the natural ones first came out.
Mhm.
Oh, you're in the I killed the aloe. I gotta check on my aloe now. Now you guys are making me nervous. I haven't checked on it in a while. Because usually down here they do their thing. They
Mhm.
just let them grow for a while before
Well,
you
I think
start
now,
ripping
Mom,
them up.
now that we all said we should be able to.
Yeah.
Hey, will it grow?
You need one that, is gonna go to Jesus, and then you need another one there that you let grow and it'll have babies and be prolific for when you.
Okay, found it. Is there a herb to suppress wanting food? I crave food and I don't want to even be hungry. Yeah, of
Right?
course there
Yes,
is.
berberine. So you want to look at
Oh,
berberine and Oregon
I take
grape root.
I take the berberine. What's the other one?
Oregon grape.
Oregon grape. That just sounds
Oh,
delicious, though.
we grow that.
It's bitter.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So is cacao. They're chocolate chips, but they have nothing in them but cacao. They've just been blended. Oh, my bitterness. But it's really weird. It helps take care of that chocolate craving for me. Like it
Yeah.
just gives me the rush up in here, like Maureen talks about with the stevia soda. The
Mhm.
stevia base, like, oh, I'm having something sweet. No, I'm like
Mhm.
making faces eating it.
Oh, arrowroot and baking
Yeah.
soda.
Yeah, so you just pull out the baking soda. Yep.
And I'm wondering if there was
Mhm.
another powder. If I'm trying to think, you wouldn't want to use a clay or anything like that, but there's got to be
They
another
do. They
powder.
use kaolin. Is that how you say it? Kaolin clay?
Kaolin clay, yeah.
Kaolin clay. They've used that. I've seen that,
Mhm.
but probably very minimal because it's extremely drying.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
it'll pull out stuff too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
This is not lipstick. This is like tinted oil. That's why I keep putting it on.
Mhm.
That was my
Mm.
question I asked your mama, but right now it's probably because I didn't drink enough water.
Yeah.
Why do people get chapped lips even if they're drinking water? Even
Well,
if
what's in your
they
water?
oh, good point. Dang.
Because you're just drinking water and it might be dead water. And so you're just actually putting liquid into your body and not into your cells.
So how do you make it alive?
Adding minerals to it. So you want to be adding a little bit of baking soda, possibly a little bit of gray sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, just
Mhm.
like a tiny bit.
Got it.
Sometimes it's lemon, and what you're trying
Yeah.
to do is get that water actually into the cell.
Yeah. I've been drinking the lemon, but I didn't try putting the baking soda will help because my body does not like citrus, really doesn't do well with it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll try that.
Oh, it does have clay. Yeah, no problem.
Chris.
What she said you do.
Oh, so she says I can send you a pic of the recipe later,
Yes.
Marissa, just for fun.
Yeah, I'd
Cool.
love to see it because I am going to branch into doing that for myself. It won't be
Yeah.
products that I'm necessarily selling, but I'm always game for doing things that are better for my body. So, and then I
Mm.
don't have to buy things.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
I
poor
know what that's
GT.
like. You got to get off sugar, GT. You showed me those peeps. You have to get off sugar because that's what it does to your brain. It makes you want to eat.
Mhm.
Who's
Mhm.
eating peeps?
He wasn't eating them. He was just showing them all the little peeps
Yeah,
he bought.
yeah. He was just showing him that he had plans for them. I hope they weren't put them in his mouth. I mean, it
No, it was just a show.
was just
Just
a
a show.
show.
Look at I got the pink ones
Yeah,
and the
and
yellow
then
ones and the blue
yeah,
ones.
they're
They
just
were all
throw
there. They
throw
were all
them.
there.
Well,
Mhm.
make your own peeps.
Yeah. Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Peeps.
Peeps, peeps were good. I know everybody has their. It's like Easter, and they're like, oh, there's those Cadbury eggs. Like everybody has their childhood favorite or even
Mhm.
adult favorite. Yep,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Mhm.
I'm avoiding. I'm not going
Mhm.
to drugstores right now and seeing that aisle. So
Mhm.
too much.
I actually just recently saw someone who made marshmallow from marshmallow roots and leaves. And I've done marshmallows before, and I loved my homemade marshmallows. I did a keto one even, and it was really great. And then now seeing it done herbally, it's like, oh, I'm interested in that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I have just the capsules. I wonder if they are pure marshmallow root, like that you would be able to use it or not. But I've got to find a substitute sugar that works for my body. And
Sounds great. Thank you.
I think the erythritol is the problem. If I pull it out of the monk fruit, maybe I will be okay. I just had pain. Pain.
Can I get you to go and
yep, I'll pull
Google some peeps for us, please?
Indeed. I'm on it.
Oh, GT says, well, I've had my car die, so I had my client, so it was a whole thing. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, there's actually a Peeps glass cleaner. That's not what we want, but makes you think what's in those. Sorry, GT. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right. Hold on. I'm getting it. See, this is when we need the like do 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 music.
Go for it, Bushcraft.
Peeps. Tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking in. When she passes each one, she passes goes.
Oops.
Those are peeps. This is what a peep is, David. David, this is the peeps.
They're like highlighter colors.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. But he's got he had all kinds of flavors he was showing us.
Crazy.
Like crazy flavors. They come in bunny shapes too, but mostly they were known for, at first, a little, squatty ducks. I don't know what. Little squatty. Oh my goodness, they even have skulls for like Halloween and parties. I didn't know that. Wow, they're branching out.
No, thank you.
I know, no thank you. Oh yes, they had the Christmas ones. Wait a minute. Let's see if it'll bring it up. You could have killed yourself with stockings and the snowman and gingerbread. Is it showing it? Or am I like just talking? Yep, there they are.
Gingerbread, yep. No, it's there.
Yep. Yeah, GT he's saying it. He's admitting it. He got Dr. Pepper. He's saying it. Dr. Pepper, cotton candy, and sour watermelon flavor. I have to admit, sour watermelon sounds kind of good, but not in a peep. I can't eat the peeps. Yeah.
That's right, Homestead Aquarius.
I can't eat them. But yeah, the sugar will make you crave food. After I got off the sugar, it was easier to control my cravings, GT.
Yeah, you asked for it, GT. You asked for it. Why'd you? We do that. That's what we do. We arrest you all over the place. Don't eat meat. Don't eat those. Don't eat nothing. Just air and water, like Carol.
Yes, just air and water. Some herbal tea for when I'm hungry.
Right.
Flavored water. The cleavers, so they are great for lymphatic system, getting rid of excess water inside of the body, like really good for getting urine out of the body, which is really great if you're needing it. And then they also will work much like chickweed on the outside, but I don't like them because of the sticky little hairs. So yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Oh, I had about 15 flavors a few years ago. They were good dehydrated. The banana ones were all awesome dehydrated. I don't like banana. No. Oh yeah, so it's old candy. It's like marshmallow candy.
Yeah, I don't like candy. Banana anything. Not even. Yeah, not the now and laters are really horrible. When I was young, I remember getting a banana one, and I was like, no, it should be grape or something else other than that. That's no. Green apple.
This is the truth. Yes, this is true. We're going to slap your hands with words or just look in their eyes. Don't eat the peeps.
No peeps. Maybe throw them at the moose when he's eating your tree. Just kidding. Don't do that. He's a murder horse.
The murder horse.
He might turn around and come at you.
Mhm.
Actually, in all honesty, I'm more afraid of moose than I am of bears living in Canada.
Mhm.
Really?
Oh yeah. Have you seen how big a moose is, Ma?
Have you been mauled by a bear? A moose won't maul
In the
you.
claws, yeah.
A moose will
stomp you to
maul
death.
you.
Yeah,
They
No,
will-
it
they
won't.
will hurt. Yes, they will.
even a horse can rear up and cut you with its hooves.
Yeah, they can all of the
So,
they can all
yeah.
injure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They can
Moose
slice and
are
dice you in a different
Sorry.
way.
Sorry for the briefing of the cleavers. People are asking questions and we're basically applesauce with cleavers. Ooh. And it didn't give you that little like
I've never had cleavers. They
'cause those are
sound so
really-
delicious.
yeah.
But-
Well, they're really they're really good
like
at ulcers,
stevia?
actually. Like that's the big thing. So.
Mm. Oh, okay. That would be great for my husband.
no,
sometimes.
freeze dried peeps would not be good. None of that, crazy, chemical candy would ever be good. Fresh, freeze dried, old, new. So, oh, your aunt and your daughters are allergic to aloe. Oh, that's too bad.
Wow.
Wow,
Mhm.
crazy.
Awful.
That would not be so good. Mm. Oh, so Anne was talking about her dreams, and she's not been sleeping well. Dreamt that the eggs in the incubator opened up, and instead of chicks coming out, it was full-grown chickens.
Oh, that
Wow.
would be interesting.
Yeah, a moose will probably
Yes,
stomp
it
you,
will
but
stomp you.
GT doesn't have any, probably.
They come
And
and
then
eat
one
it.
more time to source good herbs.
Yep. I'll go slow with this one. So my number one is Herb Co. They have organic, wild crafted, and then your standard. So they're called Herb Co. Another one that is well known is Star West Botanicals.
Star West, botanicals.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably supposed to be 2 words, but I'm just going to write them.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not going to go and eat a twink. Oh, it's twinkle time. Okay. Sorry. I thought it was a Twinkie. Sorry. Back to.
And then Mountain Rose Herbs. They are on the more expensive side, but they are very tried and true and have been around for over 50 years or something like that.
Mountain Rose Herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, spelling could be,
That's one I got. Yeah. Mountains. Okay.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are ordering, you're looking for quality. So you want to make sure that you're smelling them, tasting them, keeping them airtight, and also out of sunlight and heat, because that will degrade your herbs a lot sooner.
Quail eggs from Sainsbury. What is that? What was what did I miss?
Quail. Oh, so quail. Dang it.
I don't know. Are you freeze drying the quail eggs? But collard
my.
greens. I hear a good freeze dried. Yeah, it probably would be.
Okay.
Herb coat. Oh, Herb Co.
Herb
Like
Co. I've got
herb
it. I'm going to share
company.
I'm going to share the website.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly Medicinal is a good place. This is from TN. Strictly
Mhm.
Medicinal is a good place to source herbal seeds as well. Oh.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I have looked at them.
Yeah.
They are phenomenal for seeds. I saw them and it was like I had a hard time not looking at their catalog and going, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this. So yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and they do break it down.
The Herb Co.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
The shop by industry is probably one of my favorite spots, because if you are someone that just wants to do something that is, again, topical or beauty, you've got it. They also will do all the teas and things like that, but they have a lot of really recognizable herbs with it. And I did get frankincense from them. That was really great. And I think I also,
There you go, David Corey. Butterfly
Mhm.
pea. They have it already.
yeah,
Wow, it goes for a quarter pound is $12.49, but that's probably quite a bit of those flowers.
it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. It gives you a bit of
Mhm.
botany, cultivation, and harvesting. This is nice.
Yeah.
And
Some of
the
them will
rest,
have it. Other ones don't have that on there, but
that's
yeah.
beautiful. Oh,
Mhm.
rose petals. Hello, speaking my language.
Really expensive, I bet you. Oh
No,
no!
they're less. They're less.
Mm.
Wow, I'm so
Yeah.
surprised.
And
That's
Wow.
because Maureen and I know how much that Young Living rose oil is. That
Mm,
you know,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
so nice. Love
So
some.
they will have, you'll see up at the top there that it says shop all 3 rosebud varieties. And if you just to the right of the,
Oh yes, okay.
yeah. So if you
There it
click
is.
that, then you actually have the ability to see if they have multiple different
Oh,
styles.
nice. Yes, the buds. I like those.
Mhm.
Those
And
are
then
yeah,
it'll
so
let
those
you know if
usually
something's organic
smell
or
quite a
wild.
bit more.
They do smell really good. Wow, only $11.47 for a
Mhm.
pound. That's
Mhm.
incredible. The only thing is with these is they don't say where would it say wild crafted or organic for these?
Usually right underneath the name. So these ones we
Okay.
know that they are not wild crafted or organic. So
Okay.
that can be up to the person to purchase or not. But yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. This is a great one. Okay. And then let me see if I can just switch over if it'll let me. Did it let me switch over to Star West? No, it's not letting me do it. Okay. So I'll have
Yeah.
to close this one out
Mhm.
and see if I can bring up the other one.
Hmm.
That's really
So
great.
Adnair says that you should know what he's talking about the quail eggs from Sainsbury.
Oh,
Isn't
because yeah, we watched it. I sent him a video because I thought it was so cool. It was this guy who actually was over there where aid came from, like over in England. And he could have gotten in trouble because he hatched quail that was in the grocery store. And over there, it goes and ripples back to the companies because they're supposed to keep the girl quail separate from the boy quail. So none of that funny business should be going on. But
wow.
sometimes they don't meet the quota of eggs that they need, and they will
Mhm.
put the boy girl eggs in there. And yeah, this kind of flushed out. I think they got 2 live eggs out of he bought, I don't know if it was 3, if it was 24. Anyway, it was a neat video. I would love
Wow.
to do that, but I have to see why he's
Yeah. So about
sorry.
oils, Janet. Personally, they are expensive, but you use very little of it. But I would use Young Living oils because most of them are cold pressed. They're not. There's no fillers because when you typically, like when I first started into buying Young Living oils, any of the oils that you get just from the store, the cheaper the oil, the less of the actual natural oil they'll have in it. And I know, again, through Young Living, it's like as if it has only 5% of the oil, the rest of it can be fillers or be whatever. They say that it's all natural. It just has to have 5%. So
Okay.
I would
Yep.
honestly purchase, just even sign up into the company so you get, discounted, but you use very little of the oil as far as I'm concerned. So
Is it
Mm.
no,
essential oil or is it
essential.
oil? It didn't say
Oh,
essential.
right. So I was assuming she was meaning essential oils because she's making skincare products and
Oh,
things
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So that was my assumption. So yes, you were right to catch that, Marissa.
Shame.
No, freeze dried prairie oysters are disgusting. So
What are they? What's a prairie
Strictly
oyster?
Medicinal is the best and sends magazines for free.
Ooh.
So,
I don't know where.
so
I can't have it in
and
the house.
God's Desire for me also is saying thank you for that. Is that in the USA? I think just about everything that we've been putting out here has been all
Mhm.
US because the majority of the people that
Or
subscribe and
watch.
hang out with me
Yeah.
are from the US.
Mhm.
So this is the
Okay.
botanicals.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm looking. There's okay. There's the bulk herbs. I didn't have the right
Mhm.
thing on. Hold
Mhm.
on. There we go. bulk herbs and spices. Okay. Oh, there we go. Here's the organics, sprouting seeds and accessories too. Oh, and mushrooms. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is Star West. Ooh, ginger root. Very nice. This is such a relaxing one with the way they did it.
Yeah.
Going through it visually.
Very, very
Right?
clean.
Very clean. Very nice. Oh, coriander seeds, organic. Ooh, might want to get some. I wonder if they'll sprout. Seriously, do. Okay. Anyway, they have a very large selection.
They do, yeah.
I don't. That's actually what you can look into. I don't know if they can see that. Can they see that? All the categories. So there you go on Star West.
Wow.
Ta-da! Let me. Okay, the other one was Mountain Rose. I didn't get that.
She meant carrier oils. You were right. She was meaning what kind of oils?
Yeah. Carrier oils, unfortunately, I only know Canadian distributors. I don't have anybody in the States. OM Naturals is the one, or Organic Matters is the one that I would be purchasing from for myself. But otherwise, I don't have anybody that I know of in the States that does it just yet. So.
Sorry, Anne. Yeah. And we have our Turkish representative.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
I would love to see Turkey because they have incredible herbs and spices.
What the heck? Okay, I don't know what is going on with Mountain Rose herbs. Hold on. It's not letting me, like, when I clicked on it, it's just not letting me go. Okay, there we go. No. Will you get out of here? You know how they have those stupid pop-ups? Like,
yeah.
It was blocking. I can't, the scrolling. Okay, this one is a weird one. You scroll to the right and it's horizontal. So it was confusing me. Hold on, I got it. Sorry, guys.
Same here, Janet.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. So it starts here. You've got your bulk herbs and spices, mushrooms, seaweeds, sprouting seeds, seasoning, blends, more spices, chili peppers, cayenne, peppercorns. But we want to go back to, hold on, the bulk herbs and spices, correct? Okay. Click on that. There we go. Okay. Oh, yes, you're loading. It's being a little bit of a bear. There we go. Okay.
Have a good breakfast, Anne.
See you later, Anne. Enjoy your day. Anyway, it's jumping all around. I don't know what's going on with their website. But.
So with Mountain Rose Herbs, you can also subscribe to them, and they have really, really great recipes and things like that they send you. They're up at the top. You'll see Connect and Learn. And if you just go into that learning area or the Connect, you can see quite a bit of what they actually do. So I love that they have everything open, but their Learn part is my favorite because that's where I've gleaned on hand soap and things like that. So
Shawnee's still here. They have a salted Earl Grey caramel sauce. Just mentioned here Earl Grey. Ooh. Brightening berry and honey face mask and exfoliant. Yeah, this is really nice.
Wow, that's amazing. 770 grams of turmeric.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. All right. Okay, I'm going to take this down because I'm not used to this website, the way it wants you to scroll and does pop-ups and such.
Yeah.
I'll have to work with it a little bit, but it's got a great selection from what I saw.
It does, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, Dee. I got to make sure my soil doesn't eat it. I feel like sometimes with the turmeric and the ginger, something eats it, and I come out with less than expected. Oh, you do, sweetheart? Thank you. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, we can always share. That's what we do in this community. European.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if I have cilantro. I know, but when you buy it as a spice, you get more of those seeds. That's the only thing. but I don't know if they've radiated it at some point to make it so it won't sprout. But they had sprouting coriander that I just saw. I think it was on Mountain Rose Herbs.
Mm.
I think so.
Mhm.
Oh, very fascinating.
Nice. So I'm the only one. I have some cilantro. I for sure have a little bit, but I meant a whole bunch of it. And I even have coriander in my thing. But I just want to, have enough.
Hmm.
And eggplant is aubergine.
Yes, the
Yes.
aubergine.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm
Excellent.
sure from them they're probably much higher standard. Mine were even organic gardening warrior and they didn't.
Woo! You have over
Oh,
200 garlics growing. That's awesome.
you're in
We
Georgia, right? David Corey. You're in
No, he's
Georgia
in
too?
Texas.
That's right. He's
Texas.
in Texas. I want to
You do not
grow.
need a little cilantro. You need lots of cilantro.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But sometimes it bothers me. But now, like what we were talking about for juicing it,
It,
so I can
yeah.
clean
Yes.
out
And
the
it
yuck.
might help, detox out of the heavy metals. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. We haven't, David, Marissa and I last October, we planted 860 garlic cloves. And I did about 700 last year, and we still have quite a bit of garlic here. So I think we're going to actually dry it and powder it so that we have powdered garlic. So there's just like a bazillion things to do, and you know. Oh, so we want to know, why is zucchini a curse word, Homestead Aquarius?
I know
So
that. David the Good calls it the curse. He doesn't say it. The Z word. It's one of those things that gave him trouble even as a master gardener for some reason. And he knows it's like one of the most easiest things to grow. And he doesn't, I don't think he
mm,
likes it.
Mm.
Oh, yes, because they'll come in. Yep. In fact, that's how I found today, Dee, that I do have a passion vine. I saw the zebra wing out there next to it.
woo.
Woohoo! It's really passion vine.
Yeah, well, then there is, like, because it's so productive, and you wind up with way much more than, and your
Mm,
neighbors are afraid you're going to give them more. And so that's why you just drive
true.
around late at night and leave it on people's doorsteps, not
Mm-hmm.
in your community. There's an official give your
Thank you,
neighbors a
David.
zucchini day.
Mm.
So cilantro grows better in the shade. So,
Thank you. Need to know that. Thank you.
oh, he hates them. Yeah,
I'm just go ahead.
I love it.
I used to love zucchini. My family won't eat it. I mean, I'm stuck in a family that won't eat it. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I can't remember everybody's states. That's why I even put my own on my name. So I remember where I'm at, David Core.
Hmm.
Because it'll just get to that day that, we'll forget we're friends and we can be new friends again.
I planted zucchini and squash, leave it alone for 3 months, and bloom 5-gallon buckets worth. Yep.
Wow. I wonder if
Mhm.
that was the real story. GT, I don't know if it's one that I sprouted from seeds because I can't remember. Can't remember. I've been wanting to put it in and I probably put it there. Probably dropped it.
Yeah, I love zucchinis as well.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Yes, okra is a type of hibiscus, and the
It is.
flowers look like hibiscus flowers.
Hmm.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
My okra
Well,
did actually grow some pods last year, but I put mine in the pots, and I need to put them in the ground. David already told me, put it in
yeah.
the ground, Maureen. So it's
Yep.
like, yeah.
I forgot I had them because I had them like near the corner of my house and I would go out and I'd have like okras that were hard. It's I was like,
Oh, wow.
don't know what to do with that.
Mhm.
And beat somebody over the head with it.
Mhm.
I saved them for seeds. That's all I could do with some of them. Just to
Mm.
forget. Plus, I wasn't eating them because,
So
yeah.
we are hitting here at 3 hours and 38 minutes. So we should probably start saying our long goodbyes.
Good night, farewell.
Arvida, say adieu. to you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Yeah. Oh yeah, zucchini is just spiralized in lemon butter, beurre blanc sauce, good stuff. Yeah.
Blanc sauce. What's a beurre blanc sauce? I don't know. Tian.
It's a white butter sauce.
Oh, is it like what you could make with fish? Is it like the white wine butter sauce? Oh, okay. That's delicious. But I can't have it because I'm off of dairy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think my northern farm, I think he's the grow zone of like 4, like GT, and he powdered up a lot of his squashes and stuff like that. So, I've never had okra leaves. So
Me either. I didn't know you could eat them.
its name is gumbo.
Oh no, we're gonna get into that again. I remember that. That went.
I'm going to say a quick goodbye as opposed to a long one for you guys. So thank you for having me.
And night, Marissa. Thank you. It's
Thank
wonderful.
you so much for coming in and sharing with us, Merissa. I really appreciate it.
It's awesome.
I got to learn even more things, and I live with you. So anyway,
have a good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you again. Oh, I didn't know that the whole
wonderful
plant was edible. That's awesome. Yes, it is a good survival. It is all of them. He's been powdering maters and squashes for years. That's awesome.
Tian, is that like a thickener when you do it with the squash? Like what do you use the squash powder for? I know the tomato, that's kind of.
No, Merissa does not have a YouTube channel.
She needs to get one with a.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Merissa, for your time. GT said, I agree.
And brambles@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, so you can email her with questions or anything like that. It's Blooms and Brambles. Bloom and Brambles. Bloom with the ampersand or the and. Brambles. That's her company name @gmail.com. That is
everybody agrees. Awesome live, Merissa. Good job.
Everybody agrees. Carol just said it's an awesome live, Merissa.
Yep.
So you'll have to come back and read some of these. Yeah, they're great. So
did you write down those ideas from Shawnee when she put them in the side chat in the beginning?
I did not write down anything.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
Yeah, but they're
there. Yeah,
exactly. We can
back.
do that. Oh, you added to soups and sauces. Yeah,
that would be cool. Flour. That's why flour. I want to make sweet potato flour. I want to try that.
Blue Mand brambles. Y'all be good.
Good night,
thank you very much. Yeah, so good night. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it. And thank you again to Carol, my ever steadfast co-host, for always hanging out with me.
Until you get tired of me and just, it's okay.
No, absolutely not. Anyway, so again, thank you so much for all of you for hanging out with us. So we appreciate that. Take care. God bless. And we will see you in the YouTube streets.
Yeah.
Good night.
See you at Barry's at 9:30 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. 9:30 tomorrow. You can be at Storms, Radios, and Cats.
Yes. Night.